On this episode of The Middle is Open, we talk about Tony Romo.
The GOAT.
Romstradamus.
Yeah. Is he the GOAT?
He's my GOAT.
He's your GOAT.
He's your GOAT.
All right. So we talk about Tony Romo's big contract. We talk about coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Abel's going to Mexico City.
Yeah, is he bringing it back?
Is he?
Might.
Maybe. Also, we have someone in the studio, someone very special. Mando, the Monster Medina. He's a great guest. We go along. We talk about a lot of topics. One of them is Utep, and we kind of get a little
heated.
Yeah. Oh, at least
debate.
At least
it was a good talk.
Basically, it was just me getting heated.
Yeah, but you always get heated.
Yeah, but he called me out because he was like, "Dude, you're a New Mexico State fan.
Yeah,
That's
same.
why." And I'm like, "No, I'm an El Pasoan."
Oh, well, I gee up first and foremost, but
True. Pat's New Mexico State too.
yeah, same.
All right, and then it's Super Tuesday. There's a lot of politics going on.
Shout out Joe Biden.
Who knows if Joe Biden did he win? He
think so.
won majority of the states today.
I saw a majority.
So shout out to Joe Biden. Anthony hates Joe Biden,
Yeah.
but it looks like he might be the Democratic candidate, at least for right now. Pat, Mando came in, and there was some tension in the room.
Super heated, but I mean, tune in and see what happens. Like,
Yeah, he gave you the death stare.
I'm still kind of scared a little bit.
Hey, but you know what? You guys became best friends because he talked Star Wars. You're a big Star Wars fan.
Enthusiast.
And he talked a lot of superhero stuff. Dude, the guy just has knowledge, man.
The dude's he was a great guest, man.
Yeah,
Awesome
yeah.
guest.
Yeah, awesome guest. So make sure you tune in and listen to the whole episode. It's a bit long, but you guys will really enjoy this one because Mando just has stories galore. So, guys, this is The Middle is Open. All right, guys, episode 27, and it's Super Tuesday. But you know what? Nobody cares about that right now because we have a special guest. His name, Mando, the Monster Medina. Mando, thank you for coming in.
What's going on, brothers? How are you? All of you brothers, how are you?
We're doing good.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
a little
like,
scared.
I like it how Abel, like right before we start, Abel's all like blah 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 blah, but when he starts, he really slows down, gets that radio voice.
He gets his NPR voice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm good. You said training works.
No, yeah. I tried. I tried to just do my best, I guess. I don't know.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
Is it good so
the
far?
host.
Yeah,
All right.
you're doing a good job. I'm proud of you. You've come a long way.
Oh yeah.
I'm being serious. I'm
So,
giving you a
like-
compliment.
All right. So for those of you,
I'm not messing with you. I'm being straight up.
All right. So for
See.
those of you who
like, are
don't
you?
know who Mando is, he is a very famous radio guy here in the borderland. He's been in radio for about what, like 23, 25 years? We're trying to
Something like that, about 22, 23 years. Long time.
Yeah.
Since 1996, so you do the math.
Okay, we're not
Long time ago. Yeah.
That's like
I only got 10
Yeah.
Aren't you guys teachers?
Yeah.
Don't call us out.
Do you know how bad America is at math?
Do you know what district I teach?
You just made it worse, bro.
Oh, easy. Yeah, he's no longer going to be employed.
I'll just say for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
What?
all right, here, I'm going to ask first because was that you working for the morning show? That was your first job?
No.
or-
I started on KROD.
KROD.
1996, early September. It might have been September 2nd, whatever. Started interning. Believe it or not, I was back then. Man, this is how old we are. Well, I am. They used to send the Howard Stern show on, like, you had to record it. You know how everything's digital now? Literally everything's digital now. You know, back then, there was a guy named Victor Vasquez, and he literally had to record the morning show because, remember, New York time, they start 4 a.m. here in El Paso. So at 4 a.m., he's recording the Howard Stern show on a reel-to-reel, you know, at the radio station. You've seen those old relics, like,
Yeah.
that's got the tape. So then he would have to do that. So, and then at 6 a.m. he would start playing it back, but at the same time, from 8 to 10, he's still from 6 to 8, he's still recording all of it, and then you just play it back. So back then you literally had to record everything and play it back every time. Nowadays everything's automated. Now back then you literally had to have a board op, and both of you guys have experience doing that.
Yeah.
So that's how it was. I started helping out with the Howard Stern show in the morning. That was on KRD, and then I did Football Friday Night with Duke. Then Utep football and basketball, that stuff. Then eventually, like within a year, I was hired and I was like directing the news radio show, and then within like a year, I had my own show. Something like that.
So for those of you guys that don't know, Mando's kind of like a father figure in radio for a lot of people. I know when I was coming up, he was one of the guys who took me under his wing and showed me a lot of things. He didn't show me much, but he showed me. He kept me out of trouble mainly and told me a lot of stories about how things are in the radio business. And it's just a small business. Abel could probably say the same. Everybody kind of knows everybody. You made reference to Duke Keith.
Duke's still there.
Friends.
Yeah. Are you guys still there, by the way?
I'm not.
Abel's not there.
I'm
anymore.
not.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. Sundays, 7 to midnight. Saturdays,
good for you,
sometimes
bro.
7 to midnight.
Like, we never hear you.
Yeah.
Do you hear him? You know, the funny thing, and this is straight up the truth, is that the first time you're ever going to be on the radio, like, you call everybody. You call your mom, your dad, your primo, your tia, everybody, you know, your brother, everybody. Hey, man, I'm going to be on. Everybody's all excited. After like a week, they don't care, bro. They don't care.
They only hit you up for tickets and shit.
Yeah, no, that's exactly
That was one time.
I remember when Peter barely started, Anthony used to like make a request.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out Zeppelin. I keep him busy.
Yeah, I used to. Anthony be having parties at his house. He'd always call me, and then I'd.
Well, because you used to do the Saturday midnight show or whatever,
Friday and
right?
Saturdays overnight.
That's when you were still live. Are they still live? I have no idea what they do now.
No, it was crazy because Peter would record and then he would come back to Anthony's and get all fucked up.
So
and
I
then-
still work there.
Hey man, I can tell you some stories. Let me tell you the stories back in the day when it was fun to work at. When I mean it was fun to work at the radio station, because back in the day the radio station was located by where KVIA, the News 7 is. You know where that? So they have like you know where Channel 7 is at?
Yeah, it's
So-
on the other side, right?
Exactly, but where the radio station was at, we had like a whole space, not like how it is now, you know, with just a parking lot. And dude, like the people doing like the midnight shift, they'd be cooking out like on Saturday nights, Friday nights, and stuff like that. And people would actually hang out, have a good time. If you know, back then it was like fun. I ain't gonna lie to you, it was real fun. Then Super Mario messed it up.
Well, Super Mario tells me that I'm still one of the DJs that still kind of do that. You hear that? I would make steaks. Remember?
Yeah, I remember
I would
that.
make steaks at the station. I'd have people come over. We'd have some drinks outside.
Yeah.
It was always a big no-no, but it was kind of one of those things. Like, I still work there, but whatever.
Yeah.
But it's fun. You got to embrace a job like that, right?
Yeah, you've got to. I mean, that really was, our people became like family, you know, because you get like the way you guys are doing right now. This is awesome because you guys mess with each other, but at the same time, this builds a bond between you guys because you're doing something you enjoy, having a good time. You guys are drinking some brewskis, having some pretzels and things of that nature. But the bottom line is that you guys are like doing something that like gets you out of the house. You know, it's just the boys only, things of that nature. Like this is like the middle's open. This is it. This is your thing. You know, and this stuff like when everybody moves on, you're gonna think back like, hey man, remember we used to go to my man's house and record the podcast, and then Abel messed it up or something like that. I'm just saying, you know. But
I have pictures of Mando from certain events.
Oh yeah,
all right, from Street Fest and all.
You know when they say that they wish somebody would tell you these are the good times.
Yeah.
But then it's this, for you guys. This is it. So embrace this. I'm being 100% honest.
It's all
Embrace
downhill
it.
from here.
I look forward to this every fucking
This is no. I'm being honest. I'm being for real. This is real talk right here. This is the stuff that you guys need to embrace, because who knows? Like 4 years from now, 5 years from now, heck, maybe a year from now, you might get a job somewhere else, man, or one of you all. You know,
You might go to Idaho.
Yeah. Unless you's a hoe.
Hey Mando, you know he's trying to get his PGA card, bro.
Are you messing with me? Or are you being legit?
No, he's real.
He's
good for you, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome, bro.
He's
so
going
if
to
you get your
Idaho.
cord, you're gone.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And
But
that'd
we're
be
going
awesome.
with him.
Yeah, he's gonna let us.
Are you gonna be the
Let us-
caddies?
I'm taking them with
Well, he only gets one caddy.
And he doesn't want any of us.
Yeah.
We're his entourage.
me. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna take
Well,
turns
wait.
cleaning
Tell
his
me about your
balls.
experience, man. Tell me about that. What's that like?
Well, like what's it, playing for NMSU or? Like,
Yeah,
what's,
everything,
like,
man.
Well, that shit's fucking awesome. I
Wait,
literally-
hold on.
What's your
Mando,
name, dog?
You have him all scared right
I know. Like first.
Well, I
you
mean,
said-
he started messing with me before, bro.
I didn't
Like,
mess with you.
Hold on. All right, let's review this.
All right.
Why are you
Wait,
scared?
how old are you?
25.
All right.
All right, Pat.
I have to think about it every time.
Points at him with his finger.
All right, so before the show started, Pat,
I was scared.
we're all guys here and we bust each other's balls.
No.
Pat he made a little comment or something. I don't know exactly
Well,
what he said.
because they got a brand new.
He
You
said that
guys are
Mando got
moving
off.
up.
Yeah.
I could tell you what happened.
All right, all right.
I was there. It happened to me. So Mando was there. He was looking at the board. He was like, "Damn, like, what'd you say? This is a S700
He got the Zoom Live 8-track or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
because it's brand new. Just came out like maybe 4 months, 5 months ago,
Yeah.
something like that.
He said that, and I was just like, oh, like, 'cause you know how when you like you see something, and you just kind of like you love it, you like want to jizz on it or something. So I did that, and Mando was like,
I just give you the look.
yeah,
bro.
no, it was
look.
a stern look. It was like Arnold Schwarzenegger and like Sylvester Stallone and like the Predator all in one look. It was Wolverine. You have Wolverine on your phone.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. I
He's
was like,
Wolverine.
That's fucking Logan right there.
yeah, it felt like him. I was like, yep. My soul like left my body. I was like, nope, not gonna talk for the rest of this interview. But yeah. Yeah.
All right, Mando,
Yeah.
why did you come on him so hard?
I was just messing with him, and also because
Why did you come on him so hard?
Come down on him
man.
so hard. I
It
meant
was-
I gotta go take
Come
a
on,
shower.
I mean, first of all, because he had the guts to say something. First of all, that's
sorry.
that's that's such a good thing that you've got. Que tener los huevos,
Like,
güey, to
he's
do
gonna
something
be,
like
he's
that.
gonna be in
So-
the PGA, man.
yeah, you're gonna be in the
He's gotta
PJ,
be
so
able
you gotta be able to take it also. So
No, that shit scared the fuck out of me. I was like, I'll just leave. You guys do this. I'll come back next Tuesday.
but you said
wait, back. So let's get back to your thing, bro. Talk about your, your experience.
So I've been playing golf since I was like 2.
Yeah.
My grandfather taught me. Been doing that for.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Franklin my freshman year, and then I transferred to Canothia.
Okay.
Went to state my last 2 years. Won districts all through high school.
So you lived around the Canothio area or more like the Franklin area?
Yeah, well, my parents got divorced, so I was over here going to Franklin, then I moved down that way. So
Okay.
just went to Canothio. It was a lot easier.
And let me ask you, like, what's it like playing golf for Canothio? Because I went to Sleda, bro.
Yeah.
So people that play golf, it's like you had like maybe 1 or 2 people playing golf. So
And they shared a club.
Yeah, I mean, no, back in and this was like 27 years ago. So, I mean, it was even harder. So, I mean, for you, how was that experience like? I mean, did you guys have money for the program? I mean, how did that work?
Well, from Franklin, it was like fucking hell of expensive to play for golf. So you had to come up with like booster money like every month.
Yeah.
So it's like you go to this tournament and you have to fundraise like $1,000 that month. And if you don't fundraise, then it's kind of like, all right, well, we'll put you down on the team. Like I would be like play like.
So you basically had to pay to play.
Pretty much, that's what
Wow.
it was. So, and like, I'm not saying that I wasn't good enough. Like, I was pretty good. I mean, when I first got there, I was number 3 on the JV team.
Because I'm not being mean, but like there's a difference between you go to Franklin, like people actually want to play golf, and then Canothio. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
you know, that's the economics that we're at in the city. So tell me, you're in Canothio. How did that go?
Yeah, so I went to Canothio and I immediately walked on. I was number 2 and 3 in the varsity. So, like the first like 5 tournaments, I came in top 3, all 3 tournaments. And it's a lot different, like a big difference between 5A and the 4A, how it used to be. And then Canothio switched to 5A like my last year. We got Hanks and stuff, so that was pretty cool. But now like the difference was, I mean, I would go to school till 12 and then I would go straight to the golf course because, I mean, I was a pretty good student, so
That's good.
had fucking...
And how's it going to NMSU?
Good. In my first year there, second semester, been playing almost every day. I get to play.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, enjoy that. By the way, if you ever go pro, and besides, don't forget your people here.
I got all these guys.
The other bit of advice: carry 2 phones. Don't pull a Tiger Woods. All right,
Oh, yeah,
2
yeah.
phones all the time. That's it.
Oh no, he just got into a relationship.
Oh yeah,
I did.
Then you definitely need 2 phones. You
Better make it
definitely need
3.
2 phones.
yeah.
No, but hell yeah.
But he's going to Idaho in
Yeah.
the summer.
Yeah, I got an internship out in Idaho.
That's awesome.
So I leave May 18th, actually.
Being the pro out there or what?
I'm going to run the junior camp out there.
That's still awesome, dude.
Yeah, so that's what I want to do here in El Paso is I want to run pretty much all junior camps.
Good for you,
around
bro.
here.
That's awesome, bro.
Hey, he's gotta train people that suck at golf. That's part of his schooling.
Yeah.
So he's gonna.
So when
train
you
us.
guys go-
you in?
No.
You don't play golf?
I've taken lesson once. I mean, I played Tiger Woods on whatever on my phone back in the day.
Oh, that shit's fun.
Right?
I still do that shit.
Yeah.
Golden.
What about like Top Golf? Do you go to Top Golf and just,
I go
mess around?
Top Golf once in a while, yeah, but I ain't good at any of that stuff. I was never good at baseball. It's all about the swing. I don't got that. I mean, but the one thing I will say is that the one lesson I did get, I can't remember. Don't know where they're by the airport.
Lone Star?
Putt.
Putt was the one, bro. You know, and then I got the pizza. No, bro. I think the one like
The driving range?
no, the actual one like
Oh, I know. Vista Hills.
maybe I don't know. Well, whichever. The one.
range out there, yeah.
There's a driving range, and then you go down the street. It's
No. It's the like by like you're going.
Oh, behind a three-legged monkey.
Yes.
Like if you kept going straight.
No. Whatever. Anyways, the whole point is that the one lesson I did take, the guy taught me how to actually swing, and when you hit it perfectly, you feel it.
It feels clean.
It feels
Great, right?
clean.
Yeah.
And then the guy told me that's why everybody keeps playing golf.
That's
'cause
addicting.
They want that feeling, and it was pretty cool. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you.
But then you quit.
Yeah, well,
I fuck the feeling. I already felt
I
it
got a
once.
bad back, so like that swinging stuff doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
So.
that shit does fuck you up, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude. So I could totally understand why Tiger Woods was all messed up.
Yeah.
2 phones, bro.
Yeah. My shoulders are already.
Dude, I'm gonna be texting you, bro, in the summer. 2 phones, bro.
Hey, you gotta be careful because he sends dick pics.
That was one time. And
But you liked it, Wade.
Yeah, I did. It kinda-
He
It
inspired us for these
kind of
guys.
looks like that.
You're the one that wants the chocolate, Wade.
Hey, you're the one that's licking.
This is my second one, dog. Watch out.
guys, I'm
All right.
Stop.
So what was your favorite sport growing up, Mando? Were you an athlete?
Yeah, I played basketball.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
For Isleta.
Oh shit.
I didn't like fill out until after I graduated. I was one of those late bloomers. For me, it was always lucha libre way.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Damn. Are you around like the Guerrero's age?
Yes. No. No.
They're older.
He's about 10 years. I'd say he's the late great Eddie Guerrero was about maybe 8 years. True story. When I was actually wrestling with EPWF, me and my man Matt Mayer started El Paso Wrestling Federation. Some of the wrestlers that we used were actually guys from Juarez. But, like, quick history lesson. Like in the 80s, 70s, Gory Guerrero, which was Eddie's dad, they used to have Monday Night Wrestling at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
And then when that went away, we brought it back, and that was like around maybe 98, 99, something like that. And we had it at the it was called EPWF, and we had a couple of guys. But the main thing is that the ring we actually trained in was the same ring the Guerreros used to use, because our head trainer, his name is Hurricane Hector. That's Eddie Guerrero's best friend.
Oh shit.
Hurricane
yeah.
Hector, that's a dope ass fucking.
That is. Or do you guys remember Shawn Michaels?
The Heartbreak Kid?
His fucking trainer was Super Sock. Eh? That was a cool fucking name, man.
Hey, what do you think about the state of wrestling nowadays?
I think it's great. I mean, there's a company called AEW. I don't know if you guys know about that. That's All Elite Wrestling. Basically, what it was, and you guys could kind of relate to this, is we're like, the guy named Cody Rhodes. He's Dustin Rhodes' son.
Rhodes' son,
Dusty
yeah.
Rhodes' son. Basically, like, WWE, it's all cartoons, bro. Like, there's some people that gimmicks. If you're not one of the main dudes, they're just gonna make like. They got to make you a character. And Cody Rhodes, they made him like a cartoon character, Stardust, whatever.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, bro, like, he knew he could do something better. But the corporate people thought that, no, we know better than you. So what he did is said, you know what? Well, I'm going to go independent. I don't need your WWE stuff. So what he did, he started banding with all these independent guys like Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, the up-and-coming guys that have been nothing but independent, because they've seen, because when you're a great talent, the WWE will find you, but they'll pay you, but then like, Yahweh, you're gonna put on this you're gonna put on this clown outfit, and you're gonna do it because you're gonna pay you more money than you've ever made.
Yeah.
So these guys are like, hey, you know what? Let's just do our own thing. And then they got this guy, the guy that owns the Jaguars, the Jacksonville Jaguars, Khan. He's fronting it, so for the first time ever, Vince McMahon has real competition, and because of that, now they're on TNT. So now they're not like really competing with them.
Yeah.
They're more competing with that NXT, like the other level of the WWE.
Yeah.
But it just shows you that the corporate is not always right, that people have other ideas and they can do stuff, but the corporate people have their favorites and they're always going to choose their favorites. But then when you see the other people and they're like, hey, how come we don't know how to do that stuff? Oh, because the people you had, you got rid of them.
So
now you can relate that to other stuff too.
Right. Yeah. So, okay, but how is this different from like other attempts in the past? Like, what's his name? Is it Jeff Jarrett?
Well, right now, what you pulled
Impact?
Up, like Impact. Well, the bottom line there is that
they've tried it before. There's been Impact. There's been
what killed Impact is because back in the day, Spike TV. Remember, TV for Men, whatever. It was actually pretty badass.
That was a great TV show.
It really was. Anyways,
or network.
They were gonna put what's it called? I'm drawing a blank. The one Paul Heyman was the owner. Anyways, they were gonna put this independent wrestling on Spike TV, and then the WWE got in there, and then with TNA Impact, they never really. They got some after the WWE left. They went there, but they've never really had the money that this dude Khan has got. Because the guy he's a billionaire just like McMahon. Yeah. So the lady that runs Impact, Dixie Carter. I mean, dude, even the guy the lead singer for the Smashing Pumpkins at one point, he might even still be. He might be one of the owners of Impact Wrestling. And they tried everything. They tried bringing in Hogan, all the old guys, and it didn't work. Because people were so locked into the Monday night and whatever whenever SmackDown was done. But this is the first time that you got wrestling on TNT, and the product is like just like when I talk to you guys about the product placements and things of that nature, the commercials and how everything looks, things of that nature. When you guys do stuff for me, visually AEW looks great. When you look at it, I'll give you a prime example. Are you guys watching the XFL at all?
A little bit.
But the first impressions, like, not about the gameplay, because some of the gameplay sucks. Let's be honest, the quarterbacks kind of suck. Everybody else is pretty legit though, but the broadcasts are legit. When you look at the broadcast, because it's Fox and it's because it's ESPN. Well,
they got Steve Levy and Greg McElroy that are.
Yeah, but that's just one of the ESPN guys. And then Fox, they've got the guy that does the pregame show. I can't remember his name.
Kurt Murphy.
Kurt Murphy and the other guy. But at the end of the day, the broadcasts look legit. Like as soon it's first impression, you look at, oh man, they looks great. The graphics are sweet, things of that nature. So it's the same thing with this AEW, and plus they got Jericho, bro. So and then they got a couple. Now you're gonna see some of the big stars jump ship because these guys are giving the opportunity.
They have options.
But also what it is they're giving people's ideas. They're listening to them, like, hey, what's your idea how to do this, or as opposed to the other one where McMahon basically he has people writing, but at the end of the day it's all him. And my man's been doing it for almost 40-50 years. At the end of the day,
been doing it.
So he's gonna lose it.
So would you say Cody Rhodes is like a player's manager?
Yes. Yeah. But it's not just him, it's the other two guys, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
Yeah. How old is Cody Rhodes, man?
He's
been around for a while, but
you got to remember that he's been doing this since he's probably like maybe 18, 19. No? Nah, he's probably like maybe early 30s.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah. So he just got a tattoo
34.
also. Yeah.
All right, so you kind of talked about the broadcast and like I guess the production side of things. Just recently, Tony Romo, he got paid, and Tony Romo's gonna be making about Tony Romo, man.
The proper way to say it, my quarterback, Tony Romo.
Shit, right.
He's a 49er fan.
All right.
Hey, bro, come on, see no Tony Romo posters.
He took it down.
Hey, it broke my heart, bro.
He was gonna put up a new one with him with the broadcast.
The broadcast.
Yeah. I think it just shows you. You're gonna ask me basically like what do I think about that money that he's making more money than he did like playing football.
No, well, yeah, I guess I was going to ask that, but you talk about the production side. Do you think he is worth that $17-18 million he's going to be getting paid for CBS?
100%.
And why is that?
Because
Romster Dramas, dude.
Because what'd you say?
Romster Dramas.
Yeah, exactly. Because what he has, you can't teach.
He's got knowledge of the game.
The knowledge is one thing because a lot of guys have knowledge of the game. You guys, when you guys do stuff for me for the high school football thing, you guys sound good. Like I was messing with your presentation, but that's what I like when you're calling the football games. You guys sound good. You know, a lot of people have knowledge, but what Romo has, you can't teach. He's got that personality. It just comes out naturally. Mm-hmm. Other people might try, even though I love Booger McFarland on Monday Night Football because he makes me laugh.
Booger.
But when
Jason Witten,
but yeah, exactly. I think it was hard for Jason Witten because a lot of people were going to automatically compare him to Romo. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's just apple and oranges, bro. You know, but Jason Witten was the thing with Jason Witten and you guys, all you guys, when you guys start doing this talk show, like more and more, you just keep talking and talking and talking. Eventually, you're gonna be thinking about other stuff as you're talking. Like you're gonna be, what am I gonna be talking about next? What am I talking about next? But you're already talking about something. Romo's like that, dude. Like he can pick everything like that. Witten was trying too hard. He was thinking too much about saying this and saying that. And when he does that, it comes out wrong. But with Romo, bro, everybody loves him, you know?
Yeah.
And the way he's like predicting, like you said, what you call him?
Rumstradamus.
Exactly. You know,
he
like
went viral when he was doing that, and so that's all publicity for CBS.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, look, all these people are talking about it.
And the fact that ESPN was going to pay him a lot of money, but if I'm Romo, I'd be like, look, bro, all I got to do is maybe the Thursday night football game, then one game of the week, maybe do some of your talk shows or something like that.
He did the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He's the number one.
So he's done 2 Super Bowl or
just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
But they're gonna do it next year too. CBS has next year.
Dude, sometimes I just call those Corona numbers just so I could talk to Romo.
Yeah, that's funny. So I mean, yeah, and the thing is, the guy's got a great personality. You know, a lot. The thing about Romo, bro, the reason why I really like Romo, and I know you're a 49er guy, is because
I love Romo.
Everybody used to bag on Romo, like everybody. And what would he say? Hey man, if this is the worst thing somebody's gonna say about me, that's cool because I get paid a lot of money to play football. You know, he wouldn't say that, but that's basically what he was great for what he's got. You know, so Romo's a good guy, and that's the only reason why I really do like Dak, because Dak is kind of the same, where he's kind of humble. You know, he's not like Antonio Brown and, you know, all this stuff. But to answer your question, yes, Romo is definitely worth all the money he is getting. All right. I know some of the football players aren't happy about that, you know, but at the end of the day, like, they got to remember, too, like, it's like, remember when the Clippers were sold for like $1 billion or whatever? Like, back then, were they worth that money?
Hell no.
Exactly, but somebody's going to pay for that money. You are worth that money.
Yeah, and you know what? Ever since they bought the, what's his name? Steve Ballmer or whatever, ever since he bought the Clippers, now they're like one of the most expensive franchises in the league.
Yeah.
So, I kind of get the investment and stuff.
But I heard that. CBS actually called Peyton Manning, bro, and they tried to like, hey,
man,
it's because Peyton Manning's ugly too. Like, you gotta be easy on the eyes, dude. Jason Witten, I kept looking at his fucking hair.
But Peyton Manning is funny, bro. Like, I mean, he's funny looking. He's probably the best guy that's ever done SNL, bro. You got to give him that.
Yeah, but he is funny. But you know what?
He has a personality.
Yeah, but the thing is, we don't know yet.
Yeah,
true.
With Romo, but the thing is that
nobody knew Romo was going to be this good at commentating.
No, nobody did.
Nobody knew.
You know,
and he has an advantage because he's a quarterback. Like Troy Aikman has the same ability because he does it for Fox, right? And he was the quarterback of the Cowboys, winning 3 Super Bowls.
The Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, like
remember
America's team.
Remember Phil Simms too, the guy Romo replaced.
And Phil Simms wasn't like the greatest quarterback, and he had the ability to be a great play-by-play commentator as well. But I don't know, man. Jason Witten really.
I tell you what, that shit's hard as fuck.
I think it's hard, especially when you have. For those guys, I mean, when I look at it, I mean, think about this. Jason Witten had no on-air experience at all.
Yeah.
You know, and they gave him a primetime spot on Monday Night Football. You know, where at least Romo was like, they put him in the spot, but at least he was practicing in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
The preseason.
Well, and he's a quarterback. Like, he's a quarterback, so every day he's being interviewed.
Yeah.
They're not going to the tight end. Oh, so Jason Witten, last week I practiced. Blah, blah, blah.
Bro, but when you're one of the main stars of the Dallas Cowboys, they're talking to you.
But it's not the same. Like, when you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to be getting a lot more time on the mic than anyone else in America.
And the thing with the quarterback too. You're the one person on the field. They always say that the most important person is the quarterback and the center. You know, they always say the smartest guys is the center and the quarterback because they got to see everything. They break it down like in seconds. You know, but the one thing what does show you about Romo is that you can see that mentally, like he sees everything. His body just broke down, man.
Wouldn't you want to see him as a coach though? Like, did you point you never wanted to see him as a coach?
You know why? Because as a Cowboy fan, as a Romo supporter, I'm the type of guy that'd be like, dude, why would you want to put yourself in that situation when you can make all this bank now, $17 million a year
with just calling the game opposed to?
Because I've been there. Like when we got me and Steve had the ability to cover the Cowboys, like in Valley Ranch, like when it's funny that Jason Garrett just got fired, but when Wade Phillips got fired, we were there. Like literally that year, we were there. Like the middle of that season, I think they fired him like 2 weeks later. Like we did the morning show there too. So Dallas is ahead of us for 1 hour. So let's just say we got there 6 a.m. Dallas time, 5 a.m. El Paso time. Cowboys coaches were already there. So then we did the morning show. Me and Steve took a break, saw him practice, and then we did sports talk. Ends El Paso time, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Dallas time. Coaches were still there. Coaches didn't leave till like 10 p.m. or 10:30, what they told us. And that's every day. Every day, man. They don't get that day off on Tuesdays like everybody else does. And if you're one of especially the head coach, I mean, these guys are breaking down film, doing this, doing that. Then like as the fact that there's stuff that I see covering Uteps and some of the Utep Island reporter that the other guys are responsible. There's a guy's job that all he does is make sure the coach is like not offsides. He's like holding them. He's holding them.
Oh yeah.
Hey, don't go outside, bro.
That's
you know
what I want.
You know
that's my job.
And then you have one guy making sure like all the recruits are there. You know. Then you have another guy like making sure everybody's clothes is in the right place, and somebody picks it up, and it's a big organization. So imagine, and that's UTEP, dog. Can you imagine like when you're at the level of the Dallas Cowboys? But to answer your question about Tony Romo, because all the Dallas Cowboy fans, we want Romo as a coach. He's real smart, blah blah blah. But the first time they lose, bro, the first time they Romo no sabe nada, Romo's no good. Why would you put yourself in that? Why would you put yourself in that situation?
No, that's true, man.
It's a double-edged sword. To be honest.
That's why I'm not a coach, man.
Yeah, that's the worst position.
I don't know.
But good for him, bro.
No, he's a badass.
That's fucking.
I just didn't like Garrett.
I think with Garrett, the problem with Jason Garrett is that he just lost the players, man. I think the problem is that players can just go to Jerry Jones and say, "Do I really have to do this?" No,
they skip over him.
Yeah.
So, do you like the Cowboys' new coach?
Yeah, I have no problem with Mike McCarthy. He's won a Super Bowl. I mean, he taught Aaron Rodgers. He taught Brett Favre.
Did he teach him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
But at the end of the day, you got to remember too when you're in because basically it's a relationship. Basically, it's a marriage, and when they're like that for so long, eventually everything has a shelf life. Everything, like for Brady and Belichick, it took so long, but now you're seeing it. They won 6 Super Bowls, but still, you're happy that Brady forced him to get rid of Garoppolo because now he's on your team.
Yeah, I'm super happy about
Jimmy G.
So what do you think is going to happen with that Brady situation? Do you think he's going to go back with the Patriots, or you're gonna see he's gonna go somewhere else?
I think if he goes somewhere, it's got to be like a legit Super Bowl contender,
like the 49ers,
the Raiders.
An even trade. Garoppolo goes back to New England.
There's no trade because he's a free agent. He's an unrestricted free agent.
Yeah.
He's already a free agent.
He's unrestricted free agent for the first time in his career. He's so he's going to test it out.
Anthony cut that part.
Yeah. Honestly, if he's smart, like you're asking me, like if you're asking me, like, would I take him for the Cowboys? Of course I would. Because
over Dak.
If Dak, I mean.
Teach him.
Why not? He could teach Dak.
Well, I mean, the thing about...
But see, Dak's trying to get paid right now.
Yeah, he's contract too.
And by the way, let me just say this, because I've seen a lot of these guys come up. I am always on the player's side to get their money. Yeah. Because as soon as the ownership decides that you're no good, in their eyes, you're done, bro.
Yeah.
Especially in the NFL.
That's why a lot of people criticize Zeke for what he did last year. He was smart because look at the situation that the Cowboys had with DeMarco Murray and Des Bryant. You know,
Yeah.
they ran the hell out of Murray, and then at the end of the day, they gave Dez the money, and Murray was out, and Zeke was like, "Man, you still got me for 2 more years? Nah, man, you're gonna pay me now, because you're still gonna run me out, and then when it's time to give me my money, you're gonna get rid of me."
Yeah,
So-
dude. See, that's fucking going back to Varsity Blues. It's like he ran the running back crazy. And then at
Damn,
the
Mox, thought you knew, bro.
yeah, see, look at that. It always goes back to Varsity Blues.
I mean, do you really want? I mean, San Diego maybe with the honestly like
San Diego doesn't even have a team.
Tennessee, oh yeah, the Chargers. I still call them San Diego, man.
Everyone does.
Tennessee maybe. You know,
I don't even think so.
I don't think he would go to any of those teams.
I mean, honestly, I'd really like for him to.
Like, can they afford him?
I think yeah. I think
Tennessee.
it'd be cool to see him stay with the Patriots just so he can say that he was there his whole career, you know. But I don't know, bro.
I think he'll end up staying.
You think so?
Yeah.
Back to Michigan.
There's people that are out there like me that say, well, he's always been with the Patriots. I want to see what he could do with another team. So I'd like to see him go to like Tennessee or something. And if he could even make the playoffs, he's
Elite.
awesome.
Yeah.
like, well, he's already elite.
no,
don't
yeah,
get
It's
me
so
wrong,
it's so
like-
complicated.
He's the greatest of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
I don't
but-
care what anybody
But it'd be
says.
badass for him to go
Yeah,
somewhere
no doubt.
else.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
know, man. Joe
take-
Montana never lost the Super Bowl.
It's just so hard in football because there's so many pieces. Like you can have a great quarterback and still have a shitty fucking wide receiver, and you're still not going to go anywhere. You have to have all the right pieces at the right time and the right contracts and the right.
That's true, Anthony.
Right? I mean, it's just
49ers.
What do you think, bro?
You
What
can't
do you
just
think?
buy
Wait,
your
wait,
player.
hold up.
No,
Hold up.
no.
What do you think, bro?
You should go to the Raiders.
I already guessed what he
Raiders.
The Raiders.
They can offer him a lot of money.
They can.
They need somebody to show up to that brand new stadium. It looks like
Right.
the Death Star.
That would be something.
That would
Dude,
If he goes to the Raiders, they sell all the uniforms. They have that fucking stadium sold out.
Yeah, dude. Raider Nation would rise.
as it is, I've been there like when they finally got the thing about Vegas is that sports basically like having a professional sports organization was banned for so many years because they thought the players would be stupid and gamble. But now that you see what the Golden Knights have done, you know, I've been there where like the city has embraced it, man. Even the XFL, the first time they tried this about 19 years ago, they had embraced the team. So yeah, man, they'd be all braided out. They put that Pinchy Brady jersey on the Statue of Liberty at the New York. Well, they do that right now for the
Golden
for the
Knights.
Golden Knights. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, when they went to the Stanley Cup, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Damn. All right, so you said something about the Death Star, that the stadium looking like a Death Star.
Mm-hmm.
How big of a Star Wars fan are you?
I mean, I'm a big fan, but I'm not one of these guys that's gonna give you all the details that in Pinchy Episode 3, Tatooine or whatever. I'm not one of those dudes. but I know enough.
I'll just leave now.
I know. No, I mean, I respect it. I mean, I do like keep up. I know all that stuff. You know.
All right, so the reason I ask is because Pat is a huge Star Wars fan, but I also know that you're a big superhero kind of guy.
Yeah.
You didn't hear him coming in?
All right, so
He's like,
no, I
look at the bed. That's the place to be. That Batman
The
sheets.
Batman. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
oh man,
All right, so let me ask you, Pat. What do you think of the last? What was it? Rise of Skywalker.
The Rise of
whatever it's
Skywalker?
called.
I kind of like
Be
that.
honest, bro.
The last trilogy I thought was pretty cool, man. I mean, it's not the typical Star Wars that you saw with fucking Luke and Han and
it was lame.
yeah. I mean, he doesn't like anything.
Why was it lame for you?
He doesn't like anything.
It just seemed like it was trying to please too many people. It's kind of going back to like my Game of Thrones. Like I love Game of Thrones, but then the last season of Game of Thrones, it was like, oh, let's just please everyone and let's finish off with who everyone wants to get the Iron Throne, you know? And that's kind of how
apparently to the dudes that wrote that. By the way, back to Star Wars. Those guys are supposed to make Star Wars movies. The guys that wrote the Game of Thrones for HBO, and
Yeah,
then
they're doing the Kenobi series.
no, they
canceled.
they
that?
canceled. Well, those dudes did.
Oh, okay. Well, they were supposed to, right?
Because they're supposed to have like a 3-picture deal, whatever, but then they moved on to Netflix. But anyways, what was his name? George
R.R. Martin.
Apparently these guys said that that's how because they asked him, hey bro, how are you gonna end it? This is how I'm gonna end it. So they ended the series the way he was gonna end it. And then of course, after all the backlash that that dude, whatever what's his name?
Pinchy
George
Jon
R. R.
Snow.
Martin.
No, the not Snow. Even if Snow would have got in there, bro. The little brother, the one that.
Oh, Bran.
Yeah, Bram, whatever, that he became the king. No mames, way. You know, even me, bro, like, no mames, stay away.
Yeah.
You know? But once you got all that backlash, he's like, well, I'm going to write the stories and I'm going to change it, see, way. You know?
Nah, dude. I thought it was bullshit. I thought they rushed it. They rushed.
You know, the
It needed like 5 more episodes.
The worst thing about that show, the season finale, when you know everybody, it's your last episode ever.
There was no nudity.
Oh, besides that, yes. By the way, we have Spartacus to thanks for that. I don't know if you have.
I
back
love
in the day,
Spartacus.
Spartacus on
HBO.
Encore.
Yeah.
No,
it was Stars.
on Stars.
Yeah.
They started that.
Dude,
they started that.
That was the best show
And
ever.
then that guy died. He got cancer.
Yeah, but even the guy that took over after the following
out
season,
Spartacus.
that guy did badass too.
Back to the last episode of the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Is that it's your last episode ever, and you're starting off the first pinchy 20 minutes with the angry elf walking? No mames, way. I was pissed, dog.
Angry
Well, that's what he is in the movie Elf. Peter the Angry Elf.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He must be a South Pole elf.
Yeah, exactly.
Frank the Drunken Dwarf.
From Howard Stern.
No, man. But yeah, and I just felt like Star Wars was the exact same thing. Like they kind of rushed it. Everyone knew that they had 3 movies to do, and it's like the first movie they kind of did this, second movie they fucked around with that, and then it was like, oh shit, we're on the 3rd movie, and then they try to like just do too much with it.
I think J.J. Abrams should have directed all 3 of them.
Yeah, I think Pat's got the 100% hit in the nail, because he should have just done all 3. You know, because what happened is JJ did the first one.
Then Ryan Johnson came and fucked shit up.
He did, and I was pissed. When I walked out of that, I was pissed.
Yeah, because
you
walked out.
No, I mean I saw it all, and then the next day I had to see it again. I didn't want to see it, but I saw it again.
Yeah.
You know, but I forced myself to go to sleep. I'm being honest. You know,
Yeah, like
my
The Force Awakens, I watched like 18 times in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Because that movie was really fucking badass, to be honest. I really liked The Force Awakens.
They should have all had like JJ, you started off. It's your vision, bro. And then Johnson, you continue what he's doing. And then, because there's going to be another dude, the guy that does the Jurassic World movies, he was going to direct the movie, you know, but then they let Johnson do whatever he wanted. It's like everything Jay just said, I don't want to do any of that, bro.
Yeah,
you know, the best part of Kylo was the mask, you know. We're getting rid of the mask. I'm like, bro. You know, then Luke Skywalker, he's a bitch. We don't need him. He's been they did, right?
Yeah,
did him dirty.
Yeah, like the first like fucking 10 minutes, he looks like a punk. It's like, dude, you're Luke Skywalker. Like in comic books, you're the fucking elite.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah, I saw all of them.
The part in The Last Jedi when they're on the Salt Planet or whatever, and all the
They're shooting.
They're shooting the AT-ATs. I don't know what they're really called. They're shooting. They're AT-AT. They're shooting at him, you know, and then he like just brushes it off. I'm like, I believe that because he's had the Force for like 40 years. So like, yeah, bro, you're powerful enough to do that.
He's a fucking G.
Exactly. And then they made him a hologram. Nah, man.
Well, that's actually.
And
really
this is
crazy.
why I watch professional wrestling.
All right, so you're not off the hook yet, because that's just Star Wars. I know you're a big superhero fan. I wasn't happy with Avengers. What's
Which
up
one?
with that, sir?
Which one?
The last one, man.
Well, what you like about it?
It's like, what do you like?
Yeah, bro. What do you like?
Do you get mad at porn? That you watch?
I don't like the plot.
No.
He's like, you know what? This girl's acting is shit. I don't like her.
Okay.
I'm going to call you the angry elf, bro.
No. Hold on. Because I like what was it? The second one? The second to the last movie.
You mean Infinity War?
When
When everybody got turned into dust.
Dude, everyone dies. That's
Infinity
fucking
Wars.
badass.
Yeah.
Everyone dies. It's like, yeah. Like, fuck yeah. Like, the heroes don't win. That's fucking badass.
That was their empire.
That's the whole.
And
that was their empire.
Yeah.
And then...
But do you get that reference, by the way?
What?
When I said that was their empire.
Yeah, man. But see... Like, okay.
I don't think he
He
gets
doesn't
it.
get it, bro.
Yeah.
That was the fucking...
See, me and you started like bad, bro, but now we're like
Yeah, I got
together,
you right
bro.
here.
Now
That's
we're
how
like,
the
see,
Empire-
We become
Now
best
we're
friends.
That's how it usually
The
happens.
Empire Strikes Back.
move.
Okay.
I want
Like
him
how
to
they-
sit next to me.
They're using the Force.
Why didn't you like it? Because they brought him back and they were gonna win. Of course, they're superheroes. Of course,
yeah,
you guys are always gonna win,
But,
bro.
like, dude...
And they had to take the favorite
And they
character.
killed Tony
Like,
Stark.
Yeah, they had to
Right.
take the favorite character.
So
Yeah.
you kill everyone off, and then you bring them back, and then you kill the most famous one, like the best fucking.
Dude, he's been doing it for 10 years, man.
I literally just watched Iron Man today, like
The first one,
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah, like I want to rewatch all of them again, like in fucking sequential.
I mean, there's movies that like Iron Man 3 sucks.
Yeah,
like
movie's
that
pretty
one I
trash.
was upset. You know,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. There's some movies that they make that just
Spider-Man.
suck.
There's a few Spider-Man.
You know what?
Spider-Man 3 was horrible.
I thought
Thor sucked.
I thought all the.
There's a four.
The last Thor was the best one. Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
You gotta watch
that
that.
was I saw that one. But
Shout out-
the
shout
other
out
two
that.
Thors, I couldn't even fucking.
I thought
touch.
X-Men sucked. Like the last 3. That
Yeah,
came
they've
out.
been horrible.
yeah,
They've been
they-
Like
horrible.
I don't even know
They
what the
fell
fuck's
off a
going
long
on
time ago.
anymore.
Well, it's because
I started
timelines
watching.
are
They're like
fucked.
jumping into time.
Yeah,
And then,
it's,
You know which one was kind of cool when it was fucking Wolverine and Sabretooth? Those two.
That's like X-Men Origins, right, or something.
Yeah. It was that
Yeah.
one. That one was fucking cool.
you know which one?
Wait, the one where like where he gets to the claws and everything.
Yeah.
It's funny because a lot of people regard that the worst one of all of them.
Oh, you know what?
That one's tight because he like comes out all fucking.
That's just
yeah.
fucking
You know
badass,
what I
right?
found on Disney Plus was the X-Men. Was it Disney?
The animated series.
Yeah,
Dude, that was
fuck
legit,
yeah.
bro.
I used to
That
watch
was
that
legit.
shit too.
Andrew loved
That shit was
On Fox.
badass.
Andrew used to
dude.
watch
Yeah.
the fuck.
I'm watching fucking gargoyles.
Gargoyles is legit.
Fuck gargoyles.
So you have Disney Plus.
Yeah, hell yeah. Disney Plus. We're a pro Disney Plus.
You have it, huh?
podcast, man.
I don't.
What? You
No,
have
because-
everything.
because the-
this guy has every fucking streaming.
I do not.
Pornhub Premium.
I do not. What'd you say?
Pornhub Premium.
Nah, bro. Because on Valentine's it was free.
He's got
No, I
February.
I have the Fire Stick, so there's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the only reason I wanted the Disney Plus was the Mandalorian. You know, that was that shows
that was
you
cool.
Dude,
that's
that
was
that
badass.
was pretty cool. It's something different.
Didn't
You know,
finish it.
you're just angry, bro.
Yeah, he
Why
doesn't
are you
like-
angry, bro?
He doesn't like
No,
anything.
I'm not
that's like the only
angry.
reason why I got it.
Fucking, I kind of stopped when Gina Carano, they stopped showing her. So
Well, keep watching. She comes back, bro.
she comes back?
Yeah, she comes back.
Gotta give it a chance, man. You don't even
spoiler,
give
she
things.
comes
But
back.
anyways, the whole point is like on the Fire Stick, there's apps that you can download where you can watch shows that you want to watch.
Yeah,
You
like
don't have-
24/7, they'll have like crazy shit.
So
Like Star Wars 24/7, they have that shit.
yeah,
What's that?
Star Wars 24/7.
there's like it's crazy.
It's just the same Star Wars?
and it's
No,
crazy
they'll
because
run the entire like trilogies
Oh,
all over
okay,
and
okay,
over and over.
yeah, there's
Forever.
apps that you could just
Forever.
download on the Fire Stick, and they're like you can see movies, you know, and TV shows. I mean, the quality might not be as good, but at least you're not paying for it.
Yeah, it's fucking.
That's true. That's true.
It's like $10 for the month for it.
So what do you guys usually talk about? I mean, I know you ain't talking about no
Everything.
Star Wars and stuff
Everything.
like that.
We
talk
jump
about-
around.
we
Like,
jump
yeah.
around.
Actually, I wanted to ask you what's going on in the world of Mondo because I know like you
He's
You
like
brought
the
us on.
He's like the busiest
he's-
guy in the world.
Yeah, he is. I
Not
mean,
right now. I'm just chilling, bro.
I mean, or what were some of the things you did?
Remember, I told you guys to like remember this,
Yeah,
like
good
this
times.
is like good times.
Remember.
You were like
Because nobody's gonna
Mufasa.
tell you. Nobody's gonna tell you, hey, these are the good times. I'm telling you, these are the good times, bro.
These are the best times.
Yeah.
I love this shit.
All right.
Because
for-
next thing you
for-
know, people are gone, bro. A lot of people that I was very close to are gone. That I used to work with, they're gone, bro. Like,
Peter.
Fucking Peter.
yeah, yeah. Technically, yeah. 'Cause I don't see them anymore. You know.
But Anthony, I think you guys know, right? Abel and I used to work for Mondo.
You still do.
Used to. We still do.
we
We're
still
under
do.
contract.
Yeah.
We're still.
Oh, you're not.
I'm waiting for my big Tony Romo payday.
Well, I owe you $50. I think I owe you $50.
Oh yeah, you do owe me $50.
Yeah, at least I remember.
Anyways,
Hey, yeah. Shout out to you.
Anyways.
Remember.
Mondo's like, my charge for this podcast.
He's like
but
$49.
we worked with him Town Talk Sports. Can we say that? We could edit that.
No, you can say it. I know it's not a big deal.
I worked with him at the radio station KROD. He was one of my biggest like supporters.
Hey man, you have no idea how much you helped me out. A lot of people don't realize. A lot of people think, hey man, I want to be in the radio. No, a lot of people do not want to be in the radio.
'Cause it doesn't pay shit.
It doesn't pay anything, first of all, and then it's actually really work. And the real work is what you're doing right now. That's the fun part.
Yes.
You know, you setting up all the equipment and the cameras, all that stuff. You hadn't have to splice all that video up or hard. Just a live stream. I don't know what you're doing, but
No.
you splice all this up. That's
Yes.
the work. You know, people don't see all the work that you put in before. So when I was a program director for KRD, like I needed somebody to like like help Steve out, right?
Yeah.
You know, and he stepped up to the plate. Like, he had never done. A lot of people think because they see people like doing the news that it's easy to do. It is not. Yeah. It is not easy to do, to get up there and read. Today in the bottom of the fifth, the Yankees are beating the Astros, whatever, Beaches Cheaters. You know, it's not easy to do. You know, but Peter tried his best, and you know he did it.
Failed.
I fucked up.
It was his first time doing it, though, man. It's like riding the bike. The first time you ride a bike, you're gonna fall, and then once you fall, you get back on. You get better with practice, and that's why, like, what he's doing now, like, he eventually got on the air on the queue. You know, that's awesome. You know, like stuff like that, and you know, it's like,
yeah.
And then also you gotta want it too, because like he said, you don't get paid anything. It's like nowadays it's easy because nowadays anybody can do a podcast. Back in the day, back when I started, you literally
not anyone.
Yeah, you can't.
Not anyone.
Actually, anyone can. Not to be a
lavalier mics.
Not like this.
Yeah,
though.
bro.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know
quality.
what?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? We're like talking about messing up and all.
He just brought it.
Yeah.
We used to do,
Anybody can.
He's
do
like
this.
any.
No, I'm just saying it's like
simple,
remember
yeah.
remember when YouTube started? Nobody had the
We're not
nobody
Utep.
YouTube.
Oh.
Utep still hasn't started.
Cheers. Hell yeah.
Now you know why I used to get paid for this. When YouTube first started, a lot of people didn't have these cameras. They weren't affordable. You know, the same thing when the podcast first started, it was a couple of dudes, because back then you had to like literally pay for the streaming, and us like Kevin Smith, Joe Rogan. Those are the hardcore dudes. Those are the Godfathers podcast, and Kevin Smith, Joe Rogan. And now, like, look at the stuff that we got nowadays. Anybody can put it on Anchor, so it's pretty cool. But it all depends how good your show is. I mean, build your audience. You guys are pretty good. You've come a long way.
Yeah, we have.
It's really good. It's really good.
I mean, from where you started with the
like our
lavalier microphones. I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Did you ever hear our Twisted
I did
Tea
not.
Challenge? Oh,
Oh
dude.
man, you gotta go back in.
You gotta come back. And
What number is that, bro?
24, right?
24?
25.
25?
It was after Danny Cruz, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah, 25.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 25. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Goddamn.
How many Twisted
Shout out
Teas
Danny
can you
Cruz.
drink in a minute?
Do you drink Twisted Tea?
Do you drink, period?
Which one is it?
You denied us.
Twist.
Are you gonna listen to it right now?
No,
or what?
okay, Twisted Pete.
No,
Twisted Pete?
No. It's
That was where I
further
failed.
down.
I'm showing you that I actually have it downloaded. That's what I'm trying to show you.
Thank you.
Damn.
Anyways.
Go download it if you don't have it downloaded.
Birthday Gordos.
All right, cool. I'll check it out.
I'm talking to the people, Anthony.
I'll check it out. I'm not really a big drinker. That's the one misconception everybody thought, because when I was in the morning show, I'm like the party guy, things of that nature. Not really. You know this. So
I don't know, man.
I mean, I have occasional beer, but
I remember you from
get
Street Fest.
Oh yeah, well that's
had
different.
pictures of
well,
us I'm drinking.
oh yeah,
and all.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, you guys are doing that.
Hey,
But it's different, bro. I got to drive all the way. Like I got to drive like 50 minutes to go home.
hey,
bro.
which last time you were supposed to be on about 2 weeks ago.
And it snowed.
It's
Yeah, but we were all here
sleet.
Not over there. Not on the east side.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
the
it was
east side
crazy
it
over
came
there.
down.
You know the one thing that always bothered me
Is
that
beard?
yeah.
I know you're doing out yours.
Yeah,
I
why
know,
you-
what's that?
What's that on your
that's
face?
cool.
Yeah. This is my not having to be in public beard. Straight up.
man.
You know?
That's what this is too.
There you go.
Hell yeah, Pat.
I'm trying.
Looks good.
So what
like a
pisses you
man.
off?
Is that people never really appreciate the fact that with me, like the one thing, the good and bad thing about like when you're on a show like that, the one that was on for like 16 years or whatever, the morning show, is that people recognize you. That's good, comes with the job, it's awesome, people. But when you don't go to work, people know too. Like it's not like I could call in, hey, I feel sick today, but then I'm at the gym pumping out, hey, wait, I thought you were sick, bro. Then they'll call in, hey, Buzz, he was at the gym, stuff like that. Really happens.
Fucking snitches, bro.
Yeah, it really happens. It happens. So when it came to snow, like if I didn't make it into work, the whole city knew and everybody make a big deal. I literally, bro, would get vacation days, like in case it snowed real bad. Like since I live far east El Paso, like by the Sac, so the way I would come to work, I'd go through Montana, and then if I can't make it up Mesa, then I ain't gonna make it in. Like if you see my sports car, bro, I can't get up there, and like if I can't do that, ni madre, I ain't gonna work. I would literally, true story, rest in peace the Mesa Inn because it closed down, right? It closed down, right?
Yeah.
I think it closed down.
I thought it was a person here on Mesa.
I think it closed down.
It's like the Coronado Motel.
I literally would like rent a whole when I knew it was gonna snow real bad out because it's literally across the street. And dude, that's a ghetto motel, dog.
You woke up with pipes, like
I would literally
bed bugs all over.
I would literally rent the hotel, so I'd still make it work, and they still didn't appreciate that, bro. They actually laughed.
They laughed at you?
Yeah. The only guy that appreciated was Courtney. Rest in peace. Courtney was the only one that appreciated it. That's a true story.
You never slept at the studio?
Nah.
No?
One time, yeah, once. in my
Or you
office.
by yourself?
Yeah, I was by myself.
Should we edit this?
No.
Whole Pomula.
But it's like 15 years ago. Yeah.
I had to rescue Peter.
One time it snowed really bad, and you know how the locks are magnetic?
Yeah.
The power went out, so the doors were swinging open because it was windy and it was snowing, and the generator didn't start up. And so we had Daver, the chief engineer there.
Oh, man.
He was trying to fix everything.
Oh, my God.
And,
The Daver's the best.
He's the best
If you can
engineer.
make up like if you can make like a graphic like for the Daver, like it'd be awesome, dude.
dude.
That's what you guys need to do.
Dude, Daver's the shit.
See, the thing is with Daver, like if you try to get him, like if you invite the Daver on here, you're not gonna get the Daver you expect. You're gonna get the radio Daver because Daver actually was on the air in Philadelphia.
Really?
And as much as I miss with you, your voice, because Daver's like, oh my God, like when he's on, dude, and he's like professional. Like,
Really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
he's got a badass voice, dude, straight up. That's why we never had him on because when we
out
wanted
of a
funny
job?
Dave, we wanted funny Daver, and we wouldn't get that. We get the amazing voice, Boomer Daver, you know.
So wait a minute. Is it all just an act?
Who? Daver? No, he's really like that. But when he's on, when you turn on the microphone, you know Gilbert Gottfried. You might know him from the Aflac, whatever. When I had him on the morning show, when I hosted, he was in town.
Yeah.
Dude, straight up, he was just like quiet, like that, like quiet. How you doing, Gilbert? I'm doing good. Nice to meet you. You know, it's weird. Like not what you expect. Once you turn on the microphones, like boom, it just turns on. The light flips, and he's like, I'm being honest. There's a lot of people like that they don't turn it on until they have to. I mean, he literally would be like, he was literally that. Of all of them, he's probably the one that kind of like surprised me the most because I used to follow him like when he was on. He did a couple spots on SNL. Then the other comedy show he used to do.
Was he on Mad TV?
No. He was on, I think, the Canadian one. The one that
Not so Mad TV.
John Candy was on, stuff like that. But when you brought him in, that's the one thing that was cool. All the people I got to meet.
So people became my friends. Like your favorite
Willie
star
Barcena.
you ever? Who?
Willie Barcena.
Really?
He'll be here next week.
That guy's funny as fuck.
He'll be here next week. I'm in his
Really?
Netflix special for like 2 seconds, bro.
So you're gonna bring him on for us?
Yeah.
He's like, no, try. Wait, who is this? He's a comedian.
Willie Barcena.
Yeah. He's gonna be at the comic
Willie
strip?
Barcena is like, if I can describe him or describe him to like the way you guys are, he's like my drunk uncle.
Oh,
you
tight.
know? Yeah. So everybody knows. Yeah.
Is
but
he
he's
gonna be at the comic strip? Or
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
He's a real good guy.
Yeah, he's funny as fuck.
I want to go see a comic that
You've never gone?
I've never been to the comic strip. Never.
Really?
Ever?
Damn,
Well, you're only 12, also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you need to start going and doing stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I
You know,
want
'cause
to,
my man Bart Reed has done a great job, like with the stuff here in El Paso, because a lot of people like to rag on El Paso. There's nothing to do. Like Bart is one of the guys that was bringing stuff to El Paso. You know, Bart has had everybody here, like all these comedians. He had Chappelle, he had Kevin Hart,
Charlie Murphy, man.
Darkness. He's one of the nicest guys.
Charlie
Rest in
Murphy.
peace, Charlie Murphy. You know. But yeah, there's a lot of guys that he brought in that before they became super famous. Of course, Mencia.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, so you were on a pretty famous show here in El Paso. Who is the most famous person you've ever met through radio?
George Bush.
George Bush?
George W.
The President George Bush.
George W. Bush.
But this is not because when I was doing KRD, not because when I was doing the morning show, I was actually doing the political show with Paul Strelzin.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day, that was the first show I started actually running. There was a talk show. It was called Back Talk, and it was a straight up political show. He was real tight with Sylvester Reyes, so he actually had George Bush, but that back then he was the governor before he became. But what's cool is that like he a lot of times, like what people don't realize is that like when you have like I don't know, say a movie's coming up. Give me one movie that's coming up. Like somebody pick a movie.
Mulan.
Like for example, let's just say, and I'm gonna bring it up like I don't know any of the actors, but let's say the girl that's Mulan is not gonna be in El Paso radio. There will be New York, LA, Chicago, the big markets, but like maybe the third or fourth person, like the bigger character that will be
the one that gets stabbed in the
dragon.
face.
They're not gonna have the dragon in the movie. Anyways, but let's just say the voice of the voice of the dragon, we would get him. But normally the way it works, it's a service, so like he'll be like you have 8 minutes with that person, and then they move on to the next city. So it's like anyways. But they have like the handler call in. It's just like blah blah blah. This is like where we have like the Mulan person, like you have 8 minutes with them, and then they connect. Hey, how you doing, bro? Like blah blah blah. Then you put them in. That's literally how it happens. George Bush called in. Is this Mando? Hey, George Bush, man, how you doing, bro? I was like, bro.
Dude, you gotta have that recording saved or something.
Well, I can't. That was not like on the air. That's like me just picking up the phone, But he literally addressed this Mando, like this George W. Bush, like, hey man, what's up, dog? Like, hey, what's up, dog? In my mind, I was like, hey, what's up, dog?
He's my favorite president. I guess it was the whole 9/11 thing, and he joined the military.
He went from like blah, 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 to the damn real quick.
Well, it's because
remember how people making fun of him, but once that happened, he like
look. I always say this about George Bush is like he was very gullible. Like, people played him and they did, whatever happened. They kind of played him. But he really did care. Like, he really did think he was doing the right thing, I think.
Yeah.
Like, he was kind of a goofball and everything. But
well, that's the one thing is that, like, presidents, comedians like SNL and things like different radio shows, TV shows, they that's what they want to do. They want to have somebody that's going to give them a lot of material. Obama was kind of hard for them at first because you had to nail that. I mean, notice I'm not going to do an Obama impersonation because I'm not good at it, But everybody can do like their own W. But
Obama was so cool though.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
All smooth,
but it's hard to make fun of Obama. Like the easiest one was Clinton, bro, because my man liked to eat.
He liked to eat, and have sex, and he liked to play instruments.
Clinton was like a regular dude, man.
Those are all three of the same thing.
He was like a regular up until what do you say?
They're all three the same.
Yeah, up until the Epstein stuff, because if all that's true that they're saying, that's messed up. But at the same time, people with power do some crazy stuff, And I ain't gonna turn it to a dark. But the bottom line is, people that have power and money can do a lot of crazy stuff.
So, are you into politics and all?
Not really.
Today's Super Tuesday.
No. I mean, I keep up.
You don't vote?
I mean, I vote, but I forgot to today. So I'm gonna be honest with you, but I don't really know, because I'll be honest with you, whoever is the Democratic nominee is gonna win El Paso, but more likely is not gonna win the state of Texas because El Paso is a Democratic city. The rest of Texas is Republican. It is what it is.
You think any of these guys are gonna beat Donald Trump?
Honestly, no. Not the way things are going right now, because they need somebody that right now, I mean, they're calling Bernie Sanders a socialist, and the reason why today I saw Beto and everybody, what's the guy, the mayor
Uncle
from
Joe. Oh, Pete Buttigieg. And then the other one, everybody that dropped out of the race this past couple of days ago, they're backing Biden because they think Biden can be a better thing as opposed to what Sanders can do. But a lot of people called Obama socialist as well, but still he was a movement, but I don't know. I think unless, and Bloomberg is just like, bro, Yahweh, I know you want to run for president. It's like everywhere, man. He's dropped like 20 million everywhere.
He spent a lot of money. Like, you're watching a YouTube video, like 2 seconds later, like it's an ad for Bloomberg, but I think that I mean,
He made
the one thing I will say locally, I think if it would have been reversed, like what's the guy from South Bend?
Pete Buttigieg.
He peaked at the right time, but he's only a mayor, man. He's not gonna be the Cinderella story. I'm sorry. If Beto would have peaked this year the way that dude does, he would have been a contender this year. I think Beto just peaked too soon.
Yeah, like way early.
Yeah, he peaked like. I mean, think about this. When you got LeBron James wearing your stuff. You know, Beyonce wearing your stuff. I mean, that's like he went like mainstream. So, and that's when he was running for what was it? Senate. Think about that. You know, I think Beto's like a candidate for somebody to be a vice president guy, or somebody's if he can get a job wherever he gets elected to cabinet, stuff like that. He's gonna be a force. You just wait. A lot of people don't like him, but then again, a lot of people like stick with whoever the current president is. The one thing I'll say about Trump is that economy's pretty good, man. Except for the last couple of days because the coronavirus, you know.
All right. So what do you think about that coronavirus? Is it just BS or is it real?
Are you worried?
It's real, man. Yeah, man. I'm the thing is that yeah. I got Clorox wipes. I just think it's
Is this?
You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of
The Walking Dead?
No, I think remember Planet of the Apes, the new ones. That's how it ended, man. You know, with the virus, you know, it spread little by little.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
We don't have apes jumping around and
not yet. You know,
knock on wood, fool. Hurry up.
The bear's gonna come out right now.
We have a bear back there, by the way. A cub.
A little baby cub.
Nice.
On the other side.
He looks at the poster.
Yeah.
There's a
that's some serious stuff, man. When you see all these people dying from that virus, I mean, I don't know. I mean, people in China, like, what we do they really know how it came to be? Was it because people were eating bad or some type of animal? Because let's be honest, they do eat some crazy stuff down there, man. It is what it is, man. You know, you mean?
So I have a conspiracy. I've been saying it for the past couple of weeks. I think Donald Trump was up against China with the tariffs and all that shit. And he released a virus over there. And then now it kind of went full circle. And it's coming back.
Tell him, Mom.
What do you think?
He's fucking their economy.
It fucked their economy. We're not taking any imports from China anymore.
Yeah, well, first of all,
right now.
the one thing is that would he want to mess up United States economy? Because look at for a whole week and a half.
Dude.
A whole week and a half, the Dow was down, and it wasn't until yesterday it went back up.
Yeah, but he's going to come back with his product, his own product.
Well, they need.
He already started making masks, but they say
the Trump mask.
Make America or keep America great.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, it's a serious situation there, and when people start losing their lives, it's some serious stuff, man.
Well,
and the thing is that it affects the elderly. You know, I think honestly, I actually was reading up on this. One of the experts saying that it's going to be kind of like how it is cold and flu season, but now it's going to be cold, flu, and
corona.
So it's just going to keep.
Yeah,
it's going to be a norm.
I think so. Well, look at the other one. Like,
so it's
look at your the Clorox thing. What does it say?
Oh, it says coronavirus on it.
No.
It does.
What does it say? It kills what?
On the back. Look on the back.
Viruses and bacteria.
Right there.
Why I saw
one this at school.
I saw one that says
It's an old one.
which is the one that was like maybe
Lysol?
No, 7 years ago the virus Ebola
SARS too.
because now like if you see these it'll say like
H1N1.
it'll say like kills all this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, but
We were talking about this the other day.
once people start losing their lives, it's some serious stuff. But the thing that was messed up
But
though,
look, it says it right here. It says human coronavirus. And these were printed a long time ago. These were before coronavirus.
I'll be damned, it does say that, dog.
Yeah, we were talking about this at school the other day because we keep Clorox wipes everywhere.
Damn.
So we were saying that some of these were given to us before school started. The coronavirus wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
But it says human coronavirus on it.
I don't know. I just think that when people start losing lives and people that are trying to like help people out and they were silenced, like the doctor that was trying to blow the lid on it, then he ended up dying. That was pretty messed up.
He died.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's like hurricanes. You know how they name like hurricanes alphabetical order? Like,
hey, how come they always pick a Latin name, bro? You notice that?
Mando? They've used Mando?
They have never used Mando though.
Oh, okay.
That would Hurricane Mando.
Mando. Pat.
What was the one you said? Hurricane Hector?
What?
Hurricane Hector?
They've actually used that before, I believe.
Yeah, that was
Freaking good name.
What's your favorite movie, Mondo?
The Victor virus?
There's too many, man. I can't.
Are you a big...
But there are movies that if they're on, I have to watch. For example, Sunday I was flipping through the channels and a little movie called Roadhouse was on. So by man law, I had to watch it. You know, have you seen Roadhouse?
Never seen it. Only Dirty Dancing
With the Patrick Swayze? That throw
Dirty
rip?
What the fuck? I've only seen Ghost, Dirty Dancing.
Wait, hold up, dog. You're here ragging on me about Star Wars and Pinchy Avengers, but you've never seen Roadhouse.
No, I've seen Roadhouse.
You see Family Guy?
Yeah, I've seen Family Guy.
You never seen Family say Roadhouse?
Yeah. I've seen that skit.
How come you haven't seen Roadhouse?
Because
He hates everything, Mondo, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you're the angry elf, bro.
Yeah,
Why are you so mad, bro?
You're a South Pole elf.
Yeah.
Who's your biggest crush? Celebrity crush?
now we're getting.
Men or
Women. Whatever way you flow.
You said celebrity crush, dude. It can be anybody.
It could be anything you want. We're equal
that's
rights
tough.
here.
It could be John. It could be John Cena. We don't care.
LBGTQ.
John
John Stamos?
John Stamos looks old. Looks good for considering how old. That dude's almost like 60.
Yeah,
Think about that. Jennifer Aniston, all them friends are like those people are in the 50s now. They look good.
They also made like 14 million in
Correct.
episode.
Dude.
I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one.
Tony Romo's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I should have been on
Celebrity
Friends.
crush. Man crush, without a doubt, is Hugh Jackman. Tell you that right now.
Yeah, shout out
Man
Aussies.
crush. Females, there's like so many. I
Or like growing up, who was your swing? Your swing moment?
Growing up when I was a teenager, Alyssa Milano from Who's the Boss. I mean, I love Katy I know about that yellow, that blonde hair, but like back when she first came out, man.
Like California girl shit. Yeah, dude, that video gets me.
I like
every
Katy Perry.
time.
She's, you know.
Dancing with Sharks. And shit.
Who's your sleeper or your like dark horse? Like an older lady,
was that a
like
Katy
a
Perry
cougar,
reference?
Like a cougar?
like a super cougar. Like we were talking about Sally Field and like Jamie Lee Curtis back like when they were.
I think in the last Halloween movie, they made her look older.
Yeah, she
because I
looked
think
old as
Jamie Lee
shit.
Curtis still looks good. You know, remember back in the day, it was Voice Stream. She was the person of Voice Stream. I don't know. That's a tough one, man. I will say, like, it's hard for me to consider these ladies cougars but when you start thinking about it, they're already in their 50s. Like, I mean, you know, like for him, they'd be like
60s,
cougars.
70s.
Some of them, like,
I mean, 30-year-olds.
like
are cougars.
Salma Hayek. Salma Hayek is in her 50s. I mean, she's about to come on one of the new cartoon movies, and dude, she's banging, dog. I don't know if you said she looked. Damn, like
She's a dime still.
so Sofia Vergara, you know, I remember watching her when she would come out on the Mexican TV shows when she was blonde. Like, you know, I remember since then, you know, like
She's a natural blonde.
yeah, she is.
Yeah.
Latin women age better,
Yeah, Sofia
I
Vergara.
believe.
Yeah, she's a natural blonde.
Yeah,
Shakira.
Shakira's hot. You know, I know who's yours. I mean,
I don't know. We're just
No,
I mean, why you
anyone
can
that would
ask
give
me,
me.
dog, and I need to have yours.
I like them all.
Well, that is
Peter likes a lot of women.
That is actually the correct answer.
I like
I
all
don't know if you know that, but that's the correct
I like
answer.
all women.
I like Angela, Tina, Sandra, and Maria.
And if I
love
continue,
you. I
you
love
know
that
they
LL
get
Cool J.
into
I love Cool J.
Yeah, that's where that reference is.
Oh, really? I thought it was from Mambo number 5.
Yeah, I thought it was number 5.
Mando number 5.
Mondo. Oh,
You know what's sad, dog? Is I
that's the
remember.
name of
Hey, you know what? I
what's
used to
sad-
go to Mondo's office and he would tell me his black book.
We ain't gonna talk about that right now.
Black-
No, but what's sad is that you bring up that
Mondo's
you bring
like,
up that
when
Mambo
I'm,
number 5.
when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall.
That is LL Cool J. You know what's sad is when you bring up that Mambo number 5. I remember when it first came out. I was already at the radio station, dude. It's crazy.
Were you bumping that shit all the time?
No, that was actually the other station. I was on the AM station, but I could hear it.
Mondo's like, Mondo number 5.
That was one of the first songs that came out in Juarez.
Which one? Mambo number 5?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like that when you talk, bro. You're still like, tenés miedo, bro. You need to like open up, brother. You know,
scared,
like
he's
why are you
not.
scared, bro? Don't be scared. You know, like you're with family, bro.
Did he look at you too, or what?
No, I didn't look at him. I was actually trying to encourage him.
He's just always nervous,
I'm
man.
still
Why,
scared.
bro? Why are you nervous? What's going on with you, bro?
He's a Dodger fan, that's why. He's a Dodger.
Hey, are you mad, bro?
Oh,
about
dude,
the
I'm pissed.
Astros?
I'm pissed.
All right, okay. Well, let's get into. I'm sure you talked about this. at the end of the day, if you know the pitch is coming, it is still up to the batter to like perform. It's like you know what's going on. It's still up to the players to actually make good on that.
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, for example, what was the whole thing that they stole the signs? Which signs did they steal? That they knew the pitch was coming, or what was it? You know?
Yeah. Okay, so
Everybody does it.
Thank you.
Everybody does it, but they don't do it to the level that the Astros did. Just because the Astros got organized, and then one guy left because he probably didn't get paid. He's with the A's now, right?
Yeah.
You know.
But what are you getting
Friars.
at? What are you getting at? Like, what are you trying to say, though?
Well, at the end of the day, you can have the information, but still, it's up to the person to actually execute it.
But when you're at that level,
when you are in the MLB,
and you know a pitch is coming,
and you can hit it when you don't know when it's coming. Now you know it's coming. If you can't perform at that level, you shouldn't be in the MLB to begin with. You understand what I'm saying?
So how come the skipper didn't pull that the game 7? How come he didn't pull him after the second home run? They lost that game in the first inning.
Yeah.
Who, the Dodgers? Because they're idiots.
In the first inning. Because that was game 7. It was game 7, right? They lost that game because and even the reports were like, oh, I don't even know the name of the pitcher. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, Darvish.
Yeah, Darvish. That he was you could the guy
that he was tipping his pitches and all this stuff.
I don't know. I mean, but the bottom line is they got caught and they should pay, bro. But I mean,
how do they pay?
Go Sox.
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, I know these people want them to return the World Series championship. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. You know, because
I don't think
first of all, with the Dodgers
even win still.
No, they probably wouldn't even want it.
No, wouldn't want it because then they know how they're going to get it.
You're a Dodgers fan?
No, I'm a Chihuahuas fan.
Yeah,
that's the one sport I really don't have like a hardcore team that I follow. Like I've never had a baseball team, never. You know, like
you could join the Diamondbacks.
No, don't do that.
We'll go see a game.
I like the uniforms.
Five hours away.
For when it comes to baseball, I like the Caps.
Because you've always been a Lakers fan.
Yes, that's I can tell you back in the day when we had Eldon Campbell on the team, Nick Van Exel, Cedric Sabalos, all those dudes.
Not even. No. I was a diehard when Showtime.
No, but notice how I said the names when the team sucked.
Yeah.
You know,
it's always the hard years, man.
Yeah,
it's
easy.
Yeah,
it's easy.
that's a true fan.
It's easy. That's why.
I think that's why we're all like true fans, like baseball. Well, Chris
honestly, like for me, like
This is a Dodger.
Like,
Is that what you said?
everybody knows I'm a football guy. Like I'm watching the XFL hardcore. Like I'm watching it. Like
really?
I'm enjoying it. Yeah, dude, I think it's great. Because I see some of these guys like at the college level, and they're getting another opportunity to maybe get into the NFL because that's what it's about. You know, the XFL. They're not trying to like say we're the new NFL. No, it's not.
Fucking guy.
You know what's funny about this podcast is you guys like you're cussing and stuff like that, but you're afraid that you're gonna hear this. You know,
It's him dropping. It's more funny.
You know?
Actually.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like the sound of you eating and stuff.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
nobody wants to hear us go.
Yeah, but I just thought it was funny because he was off the mic and things of that nature. But I'm a football guy. Honestly, baseball, they got too many games. But the same thing can be said with basketball. Same thing can be said with hockey.
I love hockey's badass.
Yeah, I love all of those things.
All right, so do you fear that the NFL is going in that direction by adding another week?
No, because they already play all those games anyway because you just get rid of one of the preseason. You play 4 preseason games. We all know that last preseason game is a joke because...
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, do you think they're going to water down the regular season if they add one game now and then maybe another game later? You're going up to 18 games in a season.
Well, it's all about money.
And then they want to add more playoff teams. Before you know it, it's going to be like 8 teams going into the playoffs, just like basketball.
I think what
I don't think baseball is as much of a joke as basketball is, because in basketball you have 8 teams that advance out of each conference in the East and in the West, whereas in baseball you have the division winners and then you have those 2 wild cards.
But they're going to add another one.
Yeah. They are. But that's what I'm saying.
I think with football, if they add the one more playoff team, it's okay because, the one that's the number one overall seed, they're the only one that's get the bye week.
Right.
So I think that'll work, and that makes it your 18 game season. It's all about money, man. Because at the end of the day, right now, the NFL is making a lot of money with all these networks, and they got to get it while they can because it's not going to last forever. I'm amazed at how high they're still going up in the NFL in popularity. But at the end of the day, these players got to get paid because a lot of money. Because think about this, I'll tell you what is BS. If you go to any preseason game, how much you think it costs to a Cowboy preseason game as opposed to a Cowboy regular season game? You think there'd be a difference to pay, right? Let's just say week 1 of the preseason, when your starters, let's just say the 49ers where Garoppolo's not going to play and that's all the guys that are on your team. Yeah. But let's just say like your starters are going to play, not going to play at all the first preseason game. If they do maybe one series and it's nothing but the other guys trying to make the team.
Yeah.
The price for that game is exactly the same as a regular season game, and that's some BS if you're a fan. So you just get rid of game 4 and make that your regular season game, and then give the players their cut. Because right now, a lot of people don't realize these players don't get during the preseason. They don't get paid their big old contracts. They get the big contracts get paid once the regular season starts. I think it's like $700. I can't recall how much it is. It's something like that they get per game.
Yeah.
That they're getting, Think about that. So let's just say I might be incorrect. It might be like 700 to 1,000. But even if it's 1,000 for the players, that because the coaching staff, they're making the regular money because you're wrong. We talked about that earlier. So like you got like 90 guys, you're paying them like $1,000, 96 G's right there, right? For one game. Home game, you're going to make more than that just on the concessions alone.
Yeah,
dude, I've been to the beautiful thing that they built called the AT&T Stadium. I don't know if you've been there. Awesome. 2 beers, hot dog, pizza, wine, or whatever. That's already over $150, bro.
God damn.
Yeah.
Damn, why are you drinking wine?
No, not me. That was funny because there's people next to me.
Who are you taking?
No, actually, the true story was Thanksgiving game, which is the only game I used to be able to go to. And matter of fact, it was the last game that Tony Romo broke his thing.
Oh man.
Against the Panthers. Yeah, bro. Makes me sad.
You jinx, man.
Yeah. Anyways, but the people next to me, they were just getting up and going, and I noticed that they just had that 2 beers, and for the guy, and then the girl was drinking wine because they sell wine at the Cowboy Stadium, AT&T Stadium. I don't know about the 49er, whatever. And by the way, what's up with your fans, bro? All of a sudden, for the last 7 years, nobody cares. Last year nobody was there, and all of a sudden this year, almost al Super Bowl and everybody's there, bro. That I don't like. But you've been hardcore since I've known you, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Anyways, like I was saying, is that...
But fuck them still, right?
Yeah. It's expensive. They make a lot. They make more than that in concessions alone.
Hell yeah.
So that's why the players, if they're going to add another game, they want to get paid for it, and they should get paid for it because they're the ones that is. I've always said that that's the highest part-time paying job ever. Unless you're somebody like Brady or one of the big guys.
Big star, yeah.
Just look at the Cowboys. 5 years ago? We had Dez, we had Murray, we had Romo. Look at them. They're the ones that got paid.
Yep.
Now imagine the offensive linemen and the other receivers that we really didn't pay attention to. That who knows what they're doing now? Maybe they're in the XFL, like Lance Dunbar is right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's on the Dallas team, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. These guys need to get paid.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Damn, watch some football, guys.
Right.
Shit.
I'm sorry. I'm
You guys call yourselves Dallas Cowboy fans and shit. All right,
He's
so
not
is
the Cowboys anymore.
there anyone from the XFL that you think can play in the NFL?
Yeah, I think.
What about Cardale Jones?
Cardale started pretty strong with his team is called the DC Defenders. He actually started okay. They got destroyed this past Sunday by Tampa Bay, but without a doubt, the one guy that's been the standout for the XFL is the quarterback for the Houston Roughnecks. I can't remember his name, but what it is, he is the third string quarterback for the Colts, third string / practice squad. These dudes get no reps, man. So that's why the XFL is perfect, because it's showing the people
like
in the
minor
NFL.
leagues.
Yeah, basically, man. Because right now the minor league is just college, but it's believe me, it's not the same.
Well, look at Larry Rose. Larry Rose is playing for the LA team.
That is correct, and so is I think Coach Dimmel's son Winston is on the team too, but I think he's injured right now. But but it's not the it's not the same level. Like I'm telling you. No, Connor Cook. No, I think it's a practice. Just look up Houston Roughnecks.
Oh, no,
I got quarterback.
He's number 11, I believe.
Oh, number 11. Okay.
I just don't have all the names.
Who did Connor Cook play for in the
Michigan State.
Okay.
I beat you.
It's Walker, PJ Walker.
I think
Yes.
you said it first.
Yes.
before you-
I beat him.
Yeah, but without a doubt, he's been the best player that they have. So, but what it is like some of these guys showing what they can do, bro. Yeah, I thought called opportunities.
Yeah. What do you think about the rule changes? Like some of the rules, like kickoff.
Well, I think the first of all, the NFL is never going to admit that the other thing is
Hell
better. It'll take years, but eventually they're going to implement stuff. I think the kickoff, without a doubt, is one of the things, but without a doubt, the best thing that they've done. And by the way, as much as
version.
I mean that's cool too. But what I'm gonna say is that a lot of people like to give Vince McMahon a lot of flack for what he does for WWE when he did the first XFL. But you know that overhead cam that we were so used to, like what we call the Madden, the Madden look.
Yeah.
That was XFL that started that. So, but that's the thing that NFL implemented like 2 years later. I think what the NFL is gonna do, because of the fan outrage, like because they're upset because of the referees, is what the XFL is doing. I don't know if you know about this, where when they're doing an instant replay.
Yeah,
the way it is right now, like you see the dude talking, you see him like looking at the monitor, like hey, and you can hear his conversation.
Oh yeah.
The access that we are getting as a football fan is amazing.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
Opposed to the NFL, it's all
where it's all secret that the NFL will never
go
do.
under the tent, and then you don't know what.
Because how many times have you seen a play challenged and you're like, fuck no, that's he was in bounds or whatever.
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. And then you're kind of curious what they're fucking saying.
Fucking Super Bowl. He was. He never fucking made a touchdown.
Oh, dude. So we all went to the Super Bowl except Pat.
Pass
not to the
call.
Super Bowl, but
Pass interference
we watched
call.
it together.
Fucking George Kittle.
And Abel was cursing up a
Easy.
storm.
I think where that game went south is when they were up by 4. I think
toss?
Actually when it went south is when they got
Abel
the
started yelling.
interception or the fumble and they all went into the end zone and took the picture. You know, you should have waited to the end game. What happened is that they let Mahomes turn into video game mode, bro. Because once he turns into video game mode, it's over, bro.
It's
it was
fucking
over.
NFL, dude.
Dude, Patty
It's fucking
Ice came
NFL.
in and was like,
NFL, they wanted Patrick Mahomes to win because he's their fucking cash cow and shit like that.
I think it was when Bad Luck Chuck started running.
San Francisco's a way bigger market than Kansas City,
I
man.
would say, yeah.
Yeah, but dude, Patrick Mahomes has all the endorsements right now.
But Jimmy G?
he should have.
Yeah, he's a nobody.
Yeah, Jimmy G just,
Hey, man,
he just fucks porn stars.
I'm gonna say this: Garoppolo played pretty good, like for up until that last drive. I thought he played as good as he could, as he was expected to play.
I mean, shit, he fucking hit George Kittle, but
but
they
then you
called
tell
pass
me why
interference.
do you stop running the ball?
Dude,
Whose call is that? Whose call? That's not Garoppolo's call.
No. But what I'm saying, was that a pass interference, George Kittle?
Which play are we talking about?
When he
Before
extended
extended his arm.
when he
Remember how
when he supposedly
he already had the guy beat.
they call it a pass interference.
They called it offense.
It was not a pass interference because that was right before halftime.
He had
right?
the guy. He had the guy beat, but he kind of
That was right before halftime.
No,
right?
it was late in the game.
because
But the rule is, if you have your arm extended all the way,
yeah, but see, here's the thing, and that's the problem.
There's
with
no common sense.
Consistency, because I think in the Vikings
Saints game,
like that, the one that won it in overtime, that was a straight up, like
oh look, Anthony's
overtime.
gonna bring it up right now.
All right,
hey, he's almost a better producer than you. I'm just saying.
well, yeah, well, I didn't have access to this stuff.
As soon as you said that,
Hey, bro, you want to work for me, bro?
God damn it, Anthony.
Will you work for me?
We're all talking very highly of you, and then you
It's
fucking-
the internet, bro. It's
Not him, it's the computer.
Yeah, better internet.
Did you pay your Wi-Fi, bro? Anyways, the one with the Wi-Fi.
It's that Phoebe Cates video. He's
No, look, the time is clicking. It's just it's not moving. The guy's talking.
Oh, there it is.
He's
Click
talking. He's talking.
it right there. All right,
probably breaking
check
it
it
down.
out. Check it out. Oh, look at that.
He did push off though.
He had his arm extended.
Just play it real time.
You play it real time.
Look at that. He didn't push off.
He did have a
pushed off.
jump on him though.
Jesus Christ, man.
I don't know.
That was pass interference.
But that's
Let's
not.
see, they show another view.
No, that was
Okay. Look at it again, and look at the Chiefs guy. Look at how like his momentum is stopped when he pushes
Well,
off.
he was beat though. I mean,
He was
I get-
beat, but look at his momentum. Look at his
His
momentum.
arm goes out right here.
Look.
No,
Okay,
he
you
got
messed it up,
beat.
bro. You
He
messed
got
it up,
beat.
bro. Like
Damn it, bro.
you messed it up.
Get mad at him, dude.
Look,
Why don't you
look,
stare at
look,
him?
look.
Look
See,
at that.
see,
He gets
you-
beat, dude.
But at the end of the day, that was nothing compared to the Minnesota one. That was totally offensive pass interference, and it wasn't called. And that cost them the Saints the playoff game, right?
Yep.
Well,
could've
fuck
gone
the
to the
playoffs.
Look, there it is. There it is. See that? See, that's
cost
pass
us the
interference.
Super Bowl. That cost us the Super Bowl, man.
That was not the. There's a lot of stuff that costed you the Super Bowl. Let me ask you something. That was at halftime, right?
All right.
That was at halftime, right? That was right before halftime, right?
Okay.
All right.
How come he had 2 minutes to go, whatever? How come he did just try to get a field goal or something like that?
Because he saw bullshit calls like that, man.
And okay, you're up by 10 points, dude. You weren't worried about that pass interference call when you're up by 10 points with 7 minutes left to go in the game.
You know what? I was worried because I was
You're worried about video game mode.
No. I was drinking Bud Light, seltzers.
Right there.
See, right there, you see it, bro.
See it?
No. Where?
Look right here. Look.
Boom. Extension.
Look, watch. He
Where?
pushes him.
What the hell?
What the fuck?
They played it twice. Look.
Look at.
Right there. That's a push.
Oh my
That's a
God,
push,
that is
bro.
not a push.
See, but he was.
Shit, dude.
But the thing is that he was
Look at
beat.
his head.
Look at
back.
There was no need for him to push
Dude,
off. Though.
he's already
That was my point.
Exactly.
That's my
argument, yeah.
already
That was my point.
off
He was already
balance.
beat. He didn't have to put his arm out. That's George Kittle's fault.
You know what's funny is that like if you would have won, you wouldn't cared about this. But at the end of the
I
day,
do care about it.
That was that was before halftime. I think they had an opportunity to score. You had 2 timeouts. They didn't take any of them.
Ah, man.
You know,
I didn't see any of that game.
it's all right, bro. Now you know what it's like to be a Cowboys fan, bro.
It's like almost there.
Now you know.
and it
Hey,
just-
bro, at least you got to the Super Bowl.
yeah,
Nah,
pussy.
nah.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
You know what?
Pussy.
That's 2 times, man. That the 49ers go to the Super Bowl and then they don't win. They come
That's
up
all
short.
right. Raiders, Cowboys.
Okay,
Super
that
Bowl.
hurts,
what's
man.
the conspiracy? When they lost against Baltimore, like, if I was a Baltimore fan, I say there'd be conspiracy because the lights didn't turn on. All of a sudden,
No. So
Oh, yeah,
the
that was
halftime
that
show.
Super Bowl.
So the
Yeah.
conspiracy there was they just wanted Ray Lewis to win. They wanted him to go out as a champ.
was that his final one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2-time murder, 1-time Super Bowl champion.
2-time Super Bowl champ.
Oh yeah, I got those mixed up. Shout out Ray Lewis.
Hey, put Ghost Adventures back on.
You like Ghost Adventures, Mando?
It is.
First of all, do you believe in ghosts?
Good question.
I believe there's other stuff out there. Yes.
Yeah.
You like aliens?
How
Mando?
so?
Well, I mean, if we think we're the only ones in
Like,
this
are you
universe,
talking
we're
about
stupid.
universe?
I'm talking about everywhere, bro. If
So
we think we're the only
Life forms.
life forms that have an intelligence, that's a good. That's chingon, bro. Está bien
He's
tatas,
good.
bro.
He's
I
good.
told you, best producer in El Paso. Right now.
That's saying a
Right
lot,
now,
bro.
right now, right now.
Oh, right now, bro. You're not insulting. You're not insulting me. You're insulting everybody you know, bro. That you still work with. You're not insulting me at all.
No, they don't work with me anymore. I'm solo.
I mean, I think it's ignorant for us to think that we're the only ones out there, bro.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who knows? I mean, we don't know until we cross that
Dude,
path.
they're still discovering fucking creatures and here in the.
They still
on Earth.
haven't
Yeah,
explored all the ocean.
All right.
yeah.
That's what I was gonna ask you. What are you more afraid of?
Damn.
The ocean
Took my
or the
question
universe? Like space.
Like aliens.
away. This is an easy question to answer.
Ocean or space?
You ever seen Pacific Rim?
No.
Yeah, but we ain't got no gaiji, bro. That's the gaiji you're talking about. We don't have any machines, bro. We don't have any.
No. But I'm saying there's creatures that.
Oh, that's
live
called the
inside-
gaiji.
Yeah.
That's the gaiji.
Yeah,
I can't
Pierre,
wait for that
come on. Everyone knows.
I don't know. That's
Everyone
I missed
knows
that part.
Yeah, you said you've seen that
I
movie.
think I got popcorn.
You're asking me like if what am I afraid of? Independence Day or Pacific Rim?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Because I'm
Poll
like
question.
Independence Day.
Will Smith.
Independence Day, man.
Independence.
That's
Day?
scarier, right?
Dude,
Because at least like if you have like creatures coming out of the ocean,
We're
you know,
neighbors and shit.
we can probably get them with with our weapons. Unless they have some badass technology we don't know about. But
Like Godzilla or
people
something.
coming from outer space, they're gonna have to have technology, man.
So it's kind of
my thing is like that's the closest thing to a real life superhero would be an alien, right? Because they can abduct you, they can talk to you telepathically. You don't know what the fuck's going on to you. I mean, that's superhuman.
Well, that for it could be like, I'll tell you what, like if you go with somebody 150 years ago and you show them your shiny phone, they think you're a superhero because of the technology you've got. Think about that. They'd be crazy like, oh my god, you have lights and everything like that, and
Back to the Future.
you got recording devices.
Yeah.
You can take a dump in a
picture.
in a
You can
restroom.
take a selfie and then
Think about
show 'em.
that.
Yeah.
But
Technology.
then they'd fucking bring you up the stake and shit.
yeah, they would.
Well, yeah, think about that.
They'd be like, which?
Aren't you glad you live in these times?
Sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the greatest time to be alive right now, to be honest.
Oh.
True.
Shout out coronavirus.
I know.
Whoa, we're not a pro coronavirus podcast.
Hey, we are a pro steroids podcast though.
Are you, bro?
Yeah, we love steroids.
Baseball.
Wait, hold up. Hold up.
Who's your favorite?
Wait. Says the man that obviously is not taking these steroids. Are you taking steroids? Have you taken
No,
steroids?
we can't afford steroids.
Yeah, steroids.
This podcast doesn't pay that much.
That is incorrect.
He's on his
just
off
like
steroid.
him.
He's on his off
Wait,
cycle.
what?
That's funny. At least you got that.
Wait, what?
That is, you can get steroids if you wanted to. Come on now.
No. What did Pat say? Right?
He said that you're on your off cycle.
Because if you cycle steroids, I don't know if you know this.
It's not good to take it all the time.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll show you.
You're gonna get tested.
Yeah, bro, you're gonna get tested.
Yeah.
Oh no,
PGA cards. There goes your PGA card.
Do you think Tiger was on something? Because all of
Yeah,
a sudden
hell
he
yeah,
got
dude.
jacked.
I
Fuck
think
yeah,
he was doing like stem cells and shit. To be honest,
He was eating babies.
You know,
and,
from what I hear,
Baby
a lot of these athletes, they do that. They go
yeah,
out
stem
of the
cells
country
is the
and
way to
that.
do it, man.
Yeah.
That shit is badass.
Why there's coronavirus.
so they just
That's why.
they just like inject stem cells in the area where you're damaged.
There's a lot of
Right,
different.
Yeah,
like,
correct.
There's a lot of different
regenerates
ways.
it, right?
There's a lot of different
Apparently, a
ways
lot
to
of
do
the WWE wrestlers are that's what they're doing. That's why they're making comebacks.
But so those wrestling documentaries, like I know DDP, he has like a thing for retired wrestlers
Yoga.
trying to get
Yeah, bro,
yoga.
it's tough, bro.
They put their shit like their body.
Think
through some
about
shit,
this.
right? Remember Chris Benoit when he killed himself?
Yeah.
Dude, I remember I was deployed and I was like, what the fuck? I grew up watching this guy. But then you think about it, you're like, well, he fucking went head first into everything.
Yeah. And,
Same.
I only like messed around with pro wrestling because I like right away figured out it's a lot better to talk about it and be like one of the characters like
to
here
be all
locally. Like
fucked up.
I was like kind of like the Vince McMahon character, like what we had here. But I have taken a chair shot. I've been hit with a ladder. I've gone through a table. I've done
What
stuff
does that
like
feel
that.
like?
I actually like there's a technique to do
techniques,
everything.
right?
Like
Yeah.
like if I can pick you up and body this table wouldn't break though.
This is solid mahogany right
Like
here.
when you take a body slam, there's a technique, and
It's like your forehead, right? Like you're like landing. Like,
you have to. There's a way you gotta land.
Yeah.
Like if your elbows and your feet land at the same time.
I saw a YouTube video on
Perfect.
this one time.
You know, you don't feel it.
Yeah.
But if you're off by a little, you feel it, man.
Yeah, that shit hurts.
You know, but
What about a chair? How do you take a chair?
I mean, it's part of it's like.
It's pain. Like
Oh, part of it's like acting, you know. Part of it's too, because I'm not really
Like
gonna
this?
hit you.
Like this, like
Well, they really don't do chair
Easy
shots
with my
anymore.
headphones, bro. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
I was talking
You're
about more
supposed
like
to fucking move.
I was talking about
I thought
more
you were
like
gonna fake it.
a chair shot to the back, you know.
Yeah, that shit.
Because at the end of the day, these guys are protecting each other because there's no off season. Because
Yeah.
remember, like back when you're talking about when they were doing all that hardcore stuff, it was every night that people were expecting
yeah,
all
that's
that
crazy.
stuff. I think they're on the road like for I'd say like 75% of the year. The way that I can remember before they changed stuff, like they're on the road Monday, Tuesday. They're home Wednesday, Thursday, then Friday there's an event, Saturday's an event, Sundays are an event. You know, so Tuesday, Wednesdays are their off days.
Wow.
You know, for some of them, if you're on Raw, then it might be different because
Right.
it's a Monday show.
Do they still have that Raw and SmackDown? Like, is that still?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man.
it's big
Monday,
time now. SmackDown's
Monday
on
and
Fox
Friday.
now.
Mondays and Fridays.
That was the whole 15 minutes, Pat. First 15 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Well, we just talked about WWE. We didn't talk about SmackDown or Raw.
What do you think
It's the
that
same
is?
thing, man.
Well, shit, I don't fucking
fucking
Look at you're
I'm getting him mad again.
You're pissed. He's gonna fucking throw you to the mahogany table.
Bro, we were like this.
You won't like him when he's angry.
Wait, bro, look at me, bro. We were like this. Now I'm like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't watch wrestling.
that's all right. I mean, it's like I said, I don't know any of the golf dudes. It's everybody has their
Tell
thing.
him, Pat, because it's fake.
Yeah, it's all
Golf's
it's all fake.
Dude, that's tough, bro.
What?
It's a
Golf.
No, I was talking about wrestling.
Hey, man. Did you see Mike Trout hit the shit out of that golf ball?
I saw he was at a Top Golf, right?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Fucking Phoenix. I was there.
That was impressive.
You think
You were
could-
there?
You could outdrive.
I've been to that same Top Golf.
Aren't they all the same, bro?
But that one's cool. It's got like TVs in the back and shit. It's really sick.
What?
Yeah, like you know.
Like the one here down the street.
No, we don't like. No, like the nets in the back. They have like these two big screen TVs.
You can hit them.
And if you can, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Challenging.
Challenge accepted.
I was watching you know that YouTube show? It's called Hot Ones.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Is that the
They do
chicken wing thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do.
Well,
that.
we were talking about the wrestling, right? And the last one was with
Stone Cold? Yeah,
Stone Cold
his
Steve
fucking
Austin was
podcast.
on it, and he was talking a lot about some of the old school stuff. But he has a podcast now.
Yeah,
And
he's
he
had
does
it for a long time.
Yeah.
With
the Stone Cold podcast?
Yeah, but now he has, I mean, crazy stories.
Well,
too, like-
that's the thing. Like those guys are on the road like all the time. So like for them, like what you're doing right now, they do that after every show. They like think about this because like if they don't have to travel right away, they're just gonna stay at night. They're at the hotel, you know, and they're just gonna stay at the bar because I've seen it. Because like back in the day, like when I had the wrestling show stuff like that, we'd have a bunch of guys. We'd go to the hotel, get autographs. You know, I remember vividly. You know, it was when WCW had like Sluger, Kevin Nash, Rey Mysterio. They didn't have the mask on, but it was like WCW. That's when it was at the heyday. The WCW versus WWE, NWO, all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I went to that show and they had like Sting and
Here we go.
Man.
When the Monday Night Wars were like at its peak, what did you like? The Attitude Era, or did you like WCW Nitro?
I like that the NWO forced McMahon to do the Attitude Era. You know, because once again, it was Hulk Hogan that revolutionized. Because before growing up, I was Hulkamaniac. You know, like all that stuff in the mid '80s. And even though I first started watching wrestling with the World Class Championship Wrestling, the Von Erichs, Denton, Texas, by the way. And I wasn't Denton. I was in Denton, Texas with UTEP. Pretty funny. But anyways, he made wrestling mainstream. And then it started going down. And then when everybody heard, oh, my God, he's a bad guy now with WCW, because he had never been a bad guy. Because you know kind of how John Cena's never been a bad guy. He's always been the good guy. Actually, that's incorrect. He was a bad guy at first. Because
He was rapper kind of dude.
Yeah, he was going up against Eddie Guerrero because last time when Eddie was the champion, the WWE champion, Cena was the one kind of messing with him. But anyways, when Hogan went bad, everybody like started watching. So that forced McMahon to do all that stuff, and once he went for it, that was awesome. I mean, that was the peak professional wrestling. And I don't think it's ever gonna get there ever again.
So you don't think that you were talking about the AEW earlier? You don't think they have the ability to get maybe like a big signing from the WWE?
No, that's well, yeah, they've already done that.
But like
They've already done that. There's this faction called the Shield. Well, it's Roman Reigns. His real name is John Moxley. What he's using right now in AEW. That's not his real name, but it's Roman Reigns, Moxley, and Seth Rollins. You know, in WWE, Moxley was called Dean Ambrose. They're like the biggest stars.
Yeah.
And Moxley is now with AEW. He was the first big one that they got. Jericho is on AEW, bro.
Yeah, but Jericho he's been on
Still,
like other
but still, it's Jericho.
Yeah, I know,
You
but
know?
like I'm talking about someone like at the level of
That's John Moxley. Yeah,
What's the band that Chris Jericho's in?
Fozzy.
I met him.
yeah. He's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, he is a cool guy. Oh, yeah, you were with me.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, he's pretty
I
cool.
was like, I met him.
Okay, now let me switch it to you because what people don't realize, what Peter used to do for the radio station, he actually used to, and think about it, it's pretty cool when you think when the bands are cool, because you have to pick up the bands.
Yeah.
So now let me flip it on you, because the one thing with me, everybody thought that you get to hang with the band. No, man, I rarely get to interact with the bands at all.
I did.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You did because you had the first time like I had like a meet and greet with the band that I recall. It was Three Doors Down, Matchbox 20. I don't remember. It was the Cruise. It was me and
Rob Thomas.
Rob Thomas.
And
Yeah.
I can't remember. No, it might have been.
That was mine.
It might have. I can't remember who it was, but it was me and the girl from Kiss. Her name was Susie Flores. Now she's Susie Solis. She's in Dallas now. She used to be the Kiss morning show. We went together. She had winners. I had winners. And as soon as I realized the band, they didn't care about me, and they just wanted to hang out with her and all stuff. Like, okay, being the man is not a big deal, you know. But that's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, like Ozzy was probably the coolest guy, you know, that I met, you know, and I could understand him. You know, it was one of the. It was one. No, actually, when he came up to me, he was like, "Let's take this picture, Mando." You know, like, "Oh, that's cool, bro." No, I'm being serious. This is legit. Back when I had MySpace, that was my cover picture.
MySpace.
Yeah, that's how old I am, dog. You know.
Shout out
You
Tom.
and Tom.
Tom.
Friend.
But yeah, but with you got to meet like a lot of bands. Like,
Yeah.
who was the worst? Who's been some of the worst?
The
Because I know some of the stories.
You know what kind of sucks is you meet some of these bands and you think they're cool, like
I think I know who yours.
Here it comes. 5 Finger Death Punch.
yeah, Five Finger
I was
Death
gonna
Punch
say-
by far.
The
was
worst?
The worst.
Really? Why?
I was a big fan of theirs.
Do they have 6 fingers or what?
And they were no, they were all about.
That's the golden one right there.
No, they're all about.
That's funny, bro. That's
About vets, like veterans and all.
Am I
that.
coming back? Am I coming
Yeah,
back?
you're back.
Oh,
We're,
yeah.
Coming back.
we're
Hell yeah.
back at this level
Oh,
again. That's comedy, bro. That's like
No,
Like
that's-
if we're doing a show, you take the commercial, you end it right there because that's the punchline.
All right. Well, we don't have sponsors
Okay,
yet.
good.
Just
You can
Bud Light.
sponsor us.
Keep going.
No, so they're all about vets and everything, and you know, Sam.
vet.
Remember Sam? Sam and I used to be the workhorses, and Mario, of course. And then I won't say her name because she still works there, but she was telling us, hey, you got to do what they tell you to do and this and that. So I guess the tour manager came up and he's like, hey man, he basically threw like some bags of clothes at me, and he said, hey, you need to get these washed. And then this person was like, yeah, you got to get them washed. And I was like, dude, I'm not doing I'm not doing grown ass men's laundry, first of all.
Did you do it?
And no, I didn't.
Yeah. Good
But
for you.
I said, I'm not
for
going to
you.
do it. And she's like, no, you have to. And I'm like, dude, I'm not going to do it.
It's only.
And then they came, the band came, and there were like 2 band members that came, and they were like, supposedly they're sober too, you know, or they've been sober for so long. I'll tell you, that's all bullshit too. Straight up, I'll be the first one to say that's all bullshit.
See, that's the stuff you guys need to be talking about.
But anyways, so they're like, oh, why aren't you gonna get your clothes? Whatever. I said, I ain't gonna do this. The daughter of someone that works at the station volunteered to do it. I just had to take her.
Here's the
to go
big
do
here's
it.
the big question. I'm sure, like, I don't know if you've heard of this, but some of you guys have heard of this. How like the it's called the rider. You know, this is like what the band wants. That's why, like, when Van Halen would talk about that, they don't want the red M&Ms or the green M&Ms, and they would just put that
Organic peanuts.
or
and shit.
they would put that to see if you're actually reading it.
The
Now,
contracts.
if that was part of the writer, then it was somebody's job to do that, but it shouldn't be your job, you know.
Well, I don't know what the case was, but
Yeah.
the fact is that somebody claims to be all about the vets, but you don't know who veterans are. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So when you're priding yourself on being, you know, pro vet and all, and then you want them to go clean, and that's not my job, first of all. So I know there'd be people that be like, well, that's your job. That's not my job, first of all. And for you to come out and be the way you were, like assholes and all, because I've met bands that I like. What's his name? Jacoby, whatever from
Jacoby Jones?
from Papa Roach.
Oh yeah.
One of the coolest motherfuckers ever. I thought he'd be
Hey
too
man,
cool.
why you gotta cuss all the time, bro?
Because I cuss a lot.
Welcome to Scarred.
Okay.
And then
Welcome to what?
Scarred. Remember that show on MTV? He hosted.
The best thing you see, he was about to cuss and he corrected himself.
you scared him, man.
Anyways, and then
And then I can name. I can name.
Don't look at him.
You stupid.
I'm just
Vinnie Paul.
Okay.
Vinnie Paul's cool.
Badass.
Oh,
He was badass, dude. He was
rest in peace.
I met him when he was with Hell Yeah, And then I met Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper was one of the nicest, down-to-earth people that you could ever meet. And those are like bigger guys, I think. I think they're bigger than Five Finger Death Punch. Yet they thought they were the shit.
You weren't there when was that Roboto, Mr. Roboto and stuff like that? Who the people sing that?
No, but I wasn't there.
That was a Street Fest also.
Oh, Bush. Bush was badass. Gavin, whatever the
Rosden.
fuck. Rosden.
Yeah.
He was fucking badass, dude.
He was a little upset at the morning show, but it's all right.
Oh, not with me. Oh, yeah, I remember why.
Yeah.
Wasn't it you?
No, it was Buzz.
Was it? Oh, yeah, dude, I remember that one.
Hey, they talked about what's her name? Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani.
They said that she was the hottest nobody having girl of all time. But she's hot.
She's a dime.
Hey, but I got a story off air, I guess.
Right, cool.
They're not even together anymore. Whatever.
No, they're not.
Anyways, so he gets off the plane. I was like, I want to. And a flight attendant comes up and gives him a note. And we're picking him up. It's me and Mario, and we're here, and we're like, "Come on, we gotta go."
It says,
and then she whispers something in, and he's like, "Oh, that's not like," in his British voice. He's like, "Oh, that sounds like a good time," and then he just like walks off, and I'm like, "Damn, dude." Chicks just give him notes and all like, and then and she was attractive, right? And Mario's like, oh yeah, but Gwen would kick the shit out of him because he's not a big guy. Like she's probably more athletic than him by far. But
Styx is one of the band.
Yeah, Tom Rodriguez.
I heard that those guys were just horrible to like Mario and Alex and the people that and Sergio.
Dawkins was cool.
The Renegades?
Sealer was cool. Sealer, they were just drunks. That was cool though.
Just
like they were cool guys.
Just like this podcast.
But I mean, you get to. I mean, you've met.
I mean, I believe me. I didn't like if somebody out.
Actually, one of the Street Fest. I think it was Papa Roach one. No.
Yeah. Although
Have you Bush when you and I stayed in the Camino.
Yeah.
And then we went to that party, and then they were gonna fight. Remember?
I remember that. That was a good time.
And
Did you guys share
I took the guy's keys. No, I took some guy's keys.
Remember that, bro?
And he was
like,
punching the wall, and then I was like,
bro, that guy that
dude,
was
if you want the
night,
keys,
bro.
I'm like, whatever, dude. And,
yeah.
You
and
put it in your pants or what?
Dude, I stole this guy's keys because he was like fucked up, and I just took him to the front desk. I said, "There's gonna be some drunk guy looking for him. Just don't give it to him. Like you know, you have him now." But it was funny. Like me and Mando were like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Dude,
like
crazy.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Then I went to Jack in the Box, got me some tacos. True
Shout
story,
out Jack
bro.
in
I
the
did.
Box.
Have you had those new tacos?
The little mini tacos?
No, you know what's funny? I actually had Jack in the Box today.
All right.
I have regular tacos.
What'd you
Man,
get?
those regular tacos are, but I don't get the cheese because I don't like the cheese they put in them, man.
All right.
That government.
All right, so here's a good segue. Let's move over because we're the #1 taco podcast here in the Borderland.
Hey, bro, today's
Mondo.
Tuesday. How comes there's no tacos? I ate some tacos, bro.
Amber!
La Quaresma, wait. Y'all don't do tacos. I'm giving up
just
tacos
kidding,
for
Amber.
Lent.
Oh, they're doing a taco.
Who's Amber? Is that your lady?
No, it's
That's it.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
My
Hey, bro.
sister.
Okay.
So
Anthony, tell him.
Okay, we grew up. The house
She's the
across the
boss.
street. That's the house we grew up in.
Really?
This is our neighborhood.
Oh,
This
that's
is our
awesome,
neighborhood.
dude.
And
Yeah,
then Anthony moved to Portland.
Who
but he
lives in
moved
that
back.
house now?
And fucking I know.
Who knows?
But then Anthony
The ghost.
moved back. He came back from Portland. He lived here after his grandmother. Well, after your grandmother passed away, right? And Anthony came in, and then Anthony and Pat are cousins.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
And Pat used to live
Yeah,
over
like
there.
right down the street.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're all
so
from the
you're
neighborhood.
Literally in the hood.
Yeah, this is our hood, dude.
That's
This is-
awesome, bro. That's
Since we were
awesome.
kids in diapers,
Hey, man, what was Portland like?
rainy, cloudy all the time.
Like today.
You know what?
Depressing,
like
bro.
today, I've been to Seattle once. Well, actually twice, but once for WrestleMania.
Oh, shit.
And sure enough, bro, está lloviendo, bro. It was raining.
It's beautiful.
It is.
beautiful, but it
we-
just
So what was that? A stadium WrestleMania?
Yeah, that was at Safeco. At Safeco, at baseball.
Yeah.
Shout out to
and-
Marlins.
Mariners.
Mariners.
God,
He's a golfer, bro. What do you expect?
Nah, Mariners.
he's a Red Sox fan.
Was gonna say, Seattle is like real pretty, but I was surprised because when I went, the stereotype was correct. Raining all the time, and there's literally a Starbucks in every corner, and I mean almost every corner. I'm not exaggerating. Back then, there was literally a Starbucks on every corner, dude, in the downtown area.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Look at these guys. These guys are chugging like they're stone cold.
as much as like how I always tell people like this, how hot and sunny it is over here in El Paso. It's dark and cloudy and rainy.
Would that mess you up? Because I had a cousin that lived in Chicago, and the sun didn't come out for like maybe 2 months, and he said he got depressed because he never saw the sun.
Yeah, it does. I mean, and it's funny because the people that actually grew up and were born there, because it's raining and they're out there running around with their dog, fucking riding their bike, and it's fucking pouring down rain.
Yeah.
But those are the hardcore. They grew up. That's all they know. Me, it's like it's fucking raining. Like I'm going inside. And it's like fucking
you don't
a week
go to
later.
school.
It's still
You don't go to school. You don't go to podcasts.
Can't wash your car.
How long? Hey, bro, it was snowing, bro. It was snowing, bro. Anyways,
did you make it out alive? Storm 2020.
I didn't go anywhere, bro.
Okay.
I mean, and plus I had to fix my brakes. That was no joke.
I was about to ask you,
I did.
Did you have enough water at home and canned soup and everything?
I'll be honest. You were a running joke today.
Well, you didn't think I was gonna make it because of the rain, huh?
Yeah.
Nah, man, rain's not a big deal.
Said,
it's
you got your brakes fixed?
It just snow is straight up. I'm gonna lie, me and snow.
Well, El Paso drivers overall.
No, yeah, I was gonna say it's not so much
sketchy
because I've crashed like 3 times in the snow, and like when I used to go to work, I'd be the only one at that time. So, like it just slides like.
I'm just messing with you.
No, I'm telling the truth. Anyways, did you go to Canada?
No, never been to Canada.
Really? You're that close and you never went?
Never went.
Did you ever see a moose?
No.
Why didn't you go to Canada, man?
He's actually illegal, so if he leaves the country,
he can't come back.
You know what's funny about that is my parents went on a trip to Canada after I moved down. So
Canada, I've been to Canada. One of the things when I got fired, by the way, that's what happened. We're not getting into that yet. I was fired.
That was fired.
But that's the podcast when everything breaks down. But it's not today. Anyways, after that, my brother had a business trip in Canada, Vancouver. Went to Vancouver, dude. It's Canada. That's funny.
fucking dude.
Canada is so Americanized that, like in downtown Vancouver, Canada, I felt like I was like in El Paso or like Seattle or whatever. It's green. It's so Americanized. The only way you can tell that it was different is that on every corner, there was coffee. There was a coffee spot in every corner.
A fucking Tim Hortons.
They had Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Like from where we stayed at the hotel downtown, like there was like business areas or whatever. We'd run into like 4 Tim Hortons, and that's pretty good, bro.
Yeah, Tim Hortons is fire.
And then also Starbucks, and then whatever another like type of a coffee place that they've got there.
A Java bean.
Some whatever it's called. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
The only way I could really tell that I was not in America was the money, because it's like it looks like the Juarez money, like
it's
the
that
Mexico
Queen
money.
Elizabeth
Do you have to exchange it, or they take?
No,
dollars?
yeah, you have to exchange it.
They don't take dollars.
I think, but we had exchanged it. It was pretty cool. But and that also Putin. It's like
that's Russia.
No, that's
the fries or
it's
something?
fries with gravy, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
Gross.
So there used to be
poutine.
Used to be
poutine.
Give me some poutine.
Pootie tank.
Whoa, Mando! This is a kid's podcast.
Yeah, we have.
There was a bar here
Called the R Bar.
Yeah, the R Bar, and they would serve that Pootie. Pussy.
They sell all the Canadian beers and stuff.
Well,
like
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah, but it went under.
Yeah.
You should have gone, bro.
Too much poutine.
You should have gone.
Oh,
Anyways,
look at Anthony switching.
Well,
What are you switching to, Anthony?
Giving us a
Family Guy.
live feed.
He's like, poutine.
yeah, and they got like different stuff. It basically just fries with gravies, and they top it off with something else.
cheese. Cheese curds.
But it was pretty cool. Like I guess just the part that I stayed downtown in Vancouver was pretty cool.
You ain't going to no hockey game?
No, because we went in early September. But we did get to see the U.S. play in the Olympics 2002. It was USA versus Canada. It was the women's, but still, we got to see a game in Salt Lake City.
Still
That was pretty cool.
What was it?
Hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah.
So
He just said.
And that was right after 9/11 too, so the security there was
shit.
crazy.
I'm sorry.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes,
so
sir.
you're famous about some of the Mexican stuff you would do.
Yeah.
Your voice. I remember
Yeah.
Mando used to wear this shirt called, it would say Sexican.
I still have it.
Do you really?
I still have it.
That was an awesome shirt, by the way. Like
I still
Sexican.
represent.
It's under my Lakers shirt.
He's got it up right now.
But
just rips it.
But you used to do the Mexican word of the day, right?
Yeah.
You know,
He's also Carmen.
No. Carmen is actually from San Antonio.
Really?
From what
Oh, shit.
I know you can hear it here, but true story.
do you guys remember the Mexican word of the day?
Yeah.
Well, like there's
They still
memes
do
now,
that, don't they?
Yeah, there's memes, but
Well,
he used
but
to
honestly,
do it on radio.
I would just like Like if you
would you
came
make it
with-
up yourself, or
Some of them we would, and some of them we just
do you
think
know
it's
any
material.
off the top of your head right now?
Harassment, like
Well, say in your voice.
well, I can't
He has to be
I have
in
to
the zone.
remember it, you know, because all I know is the punchline is
Stop
like
demanding shit from him, dude.
Yeah,
He's a
bro.
human
Some-
being.
yeah,
He
bro.
gets paid for that
Hey,
shit.
we don't fucking
I used to.
get someone like him all the time on the show.
I know, but he's a
Do
human.
it. It's just 5 fat guys.
there was one
Dance, monkey, dance.
there was one
It's like
it
he's
was
a human.
Dude, what people don't realize is how hard it actually was to record because I'd have to kind of do like it was called ice chest, you know, like ice chest. And so then you go, Monica would voice the other part like, and now the word of the day. I say ice chest, and then now repeated the word. Hey girl, remember when I told you that I love you? I just playing, you know, ice chest, you know, stuff like that, you know.
Oh fuck yeah.
Those were one of my favorite segments.
Yeah.
those
But
are-
we would take them from anywhere because there's actually the guy you talk about like on Facebook, the Mexican word of the day. I would actually go to that and I'd see if there's some that I could do.
That you could
I would
do
try
the
to
voice.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, true story. Growing up, my dad, in elementary, he used to always listen to the Q
Yeah.
all the time, right?
Yeah.
And dropping us off at school and everything.
He even bought the CDs.
Yeah, my dad would buy the CDs that you guys would do.
Yeah.
And Abel and I would always listen to the same ones.
It was
and
the Y2K one that we had.
and the Chewy, the give it to me, Chewy.
Oh, okay. That's the one of the.
best.
That's before that was before me.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, dude,
Well, that was our favorite.
that was one of my favorites. Sorry, I thought.
That was
mine too, bro. Don't worry.
You know what? His picture's still up there though on one of the albums. It says
Sopranos.
Soplamos,
So that's called Soplamos.
Soplamos.
Yeah. That was
like the
a rip. Sopranos.
and it's all serious, and he's
Yeah.
wearing his glasses.
Yeah.
You were young, dude. I mean, you were
Yeah.
what, 12?
Probably. Probably like 28, something like that.
He was all jacked, man.
He was, and he's still.
Nah, I was fat back then, dude.
He was kind of.
Well,
I was
well,
jacked.
but you were
I was
big,
like
though.
maybe
But-
240.
but you were
you
big.
played.
I was
You
like
played it
240,
off. You played it off like you were
250. I
jacked.
think the biggest I ever got was like 250, but I
You
was
had
fat.
those douchey glasses
I
and a
was fat,
leather
yeah.
jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's because what it was a spoof on the poster that Sopranos had.
But I felt like you would wear that on a normal basis.
Well, that was my clothes though, so yeah.
Do you have a motorcycle?
I do not.
You like you remind me of a guy like that rides around in a motorcycle with your hair slicked back and everything like that.
No.
Leather jacket.
I have the leather jacket, just didn't have the motorcycle.
Damn.
Yeah.
What? Everyone's drinking a beer?
Yeah, we're chugging to Mando.
Come on, man.
Chug for
yeah.
me. Chug. Cheers.
Chug for
Oh,
me.
I'm not drinking.
Pineapple.
You driving the bus tomorrow?
That's actually pretty good. man.
I'm fucking driving right now.
You want one?
Oh yeah, everybody Uber.
No,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
If
All
you-
right.
Make sure
Here's
Uber.
here's the perfect time.
Yeah.
Pat's mom. She's just reminding everyone.
Yeah. Drive safe.
Be safe.
Take a
No
note.
Don't
drinking.
be stupid.
Yeah.
If you're gonna drink, stay at Anthony's house.
Yeah.
Like we usually do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bum it, man. Sleep out.
You guys have a good setup.
Do we?
I'm proud.
What-
Proud
what-
of your setup.
Like, what did you think when
we have this man.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
hold on. What did you think when we first asked you to come in?
I thought you were gonna ask me what I think the first time I heard your podcast.
Okay.
Well, let's do that.
He did,
Let's
dude.
do
He
that
was
one.
so
Let's-
critical.
All right.
You were very
I
critical.
was very
that.
I was very disappointed
Okay. Why?
because I expect better from you guys.
But we don't have equipment. You even said money goes a long way.
Was it
Yeah.
my fault, Mando?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Because
You know what
because-
sucks is we
because-
worked with him when we were doing the podcast.
It makes me
so
sad. It makes
we
me
would
sad.
see him every
'Cause-
week, and
'cause you-
he'd be like, "Oh, you guys suck." But
and not because
no,
of
but
what
that's-
you're
that's-
not because of what you're saying, because the way it sounded.
yeah,
You know,
he-
because
yeah, he
of
always-
the
yeah, I guess
lavalier and because you guys because you weren't on the show, you know, but you had two lavalier mics, and even at that you could make it work because obviously you had one for yourself,
Yeah.
and then you had one or just holding it like in the middle, you know, but still you could have gone back and forth.
That's what we
Yeah,
tried
you
to do. It was
you
hard.
know.
No, but I mean, you.
But now, like
the
now,
hanger.
it's good, you know, that you've got all this stuff. You know, I'm proud of you now. You're proud of you guys now.
Yeah,
But first
don't
at first I was not upset about
At first you
what
were
you're-
afraid.
and then I was
Shit,
petrified.
I was petrified.
Yeah.
Don't listen to our last
Never thought I could
podcast.
live without
We had a
you
lot of
by my
technical
side.
difficulties.
It happens, man. Technical difficulties
Then I
happen
stand somewhere
all the time. All the time.
A lot of trial and error.
Yeah, well, that's all I learned, bro. I mean, it happens to the big. I mean, it happens all the time to the.
All right, I asked all,
National
All right,
people.
so
I asked
wait,
all
wait,
the
wait,
hard
hold on.
questions.
So
wait,
now,
wait, hold on, say something.
Come up here.
On our broadcast for the football,
Yeah.
No, we'll
How
get
would
to
you
that.
rate us?
Wait, we'll get to that. Hold on. So now that you came in and we have this new setup, what do you think of it now?
I told you I was very proud of you guys.
No. Like,
I mean, you guys got the camera. You got.
were you surprised?
No, because I see your pictures, bro.
From what you
No.
heard, at the
We got
beginning?
pretzels.
The pretzel surprised the hell out of me, bro.
Dude,
Damn.
and we don't have
Some
the
of them are dark.
Oh,
too.
man,
we don't
we
have the strawberries.
Strawberries.
The cowboy
Oh,
setup.
we usually got strawberries.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, we usually got straw babies.
Why is the screen blue, bro?
The middle's open.
For the Cowboys, man.
Actually, you can use a blue screen instead of a green screen. Doesn't always have to be a green screen.
Yeah.
I told you
Anyways,
guys. Told you guys.
When the fuck did you tell us that?
I told him.
No, I think the setup is sweet, bro. I mean, this is basically what you want to have. I mean, what I'm impressed is you guys have the cameras.
So what would you call this place? Like, what nickname would you give it?
This fucking dude.
I always try
No
to
one's gonna call it the woodshed.
I always call it the woodshed because everything's wooden.
I would call it the den.
The den.
Dan, okay.
See, that's what I said.
We called it the Bears.
Kind of like the woodshed. There's a lot of dudes in here, and there's a lot of wood.
Not a carpenter.
Is that what you're trying to figure out? What
Yeah.
to name it?
Yeah.
The woodshed.
We just say TMO Studios.
We'll just call it the shed, bro.
Yeah,
You don't need the
shed.
wood.
a lot of wood in
You
here.
know when it was the Facebook, and then the guy from Napster came in, hey, bro, just call it Facebook.
Yeah.
Just call it the shed, bro.
Shout out Sean Parker.
Shed. See?
Shed,
He
bro.
He
baptized
owns
the place.
MySpace, I think.
No, Sean Parker? No.
No, he's
The boxer?
Justin Timberlake owns MySpace, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
Justin
that's Sean
Timberlake?
Porter.
Like,
Yeah, JT owns MySpace.
Really? Is he bringing it back? He's bringing MySpace back.
Oh my god.
Oh, hell yeah, Anthony.
he was just waiting for that.
It's the shirt, Anthony. It's the shirt. Look at Anthony's. You like our shirts?
Yeah, those are pretty cool, man.
Yeah. We're gonna get you one, but
Yeah.
We couldn't afford it.
We'll get you. We'll get you.
we spent it on the mic you're talking.
No, like
My
I mean,
financial
this-
aid
like
didn't kick in.
like if you guys really want to have a podcast people can listen to, like the most important thing is like it doesn't matter what you're talking about if they can like listen to it properly. And what I mean, the way it sounds, like if one guy's off mic, if he's talking like this, like I can't hear the guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was you.
Yeah, it's me.
But it was because
No, it's because he doesn't talk into the mic.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Like
that's-
you could put it in front of his face and he's like, no,
He's like,
get
I
that
don't
out
like-
of my face.
He's like, I don't like black things in my face.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's the main thing. But for anybody that's starting any type of podcast, it's like you got to be sure it's audible, that you can hear it. you
See,
know?
I think
You
it's
can.
First and
I
foremost.
think it's consistency.
Well, and that also
You gotta be
the two
consistent.
things is like without a doubt I do believe consistency is one of them, and then also you got to be able to make sure you can hear it, because if it sounds bad, and I'm not talking about like the whatever you're talking about, like if literally like it sounds bad,
quality.
like if one guy's always off mic, people are gonna be turned off, man. You know,
I don't
but
want
now
to point any fingers.
but now you guys have you guys have a sweet setup. You
Yeah.
straight up sure do. But like I said, the thing that impresses me is you guys have the cameras.
Yeah, shout out Anthony for this.
Yeah.
And the
setup.
new paying for everything.
We're trying to get in with the local strip clubs, but they keep closing down faster than we could book them.
Are they?
Yeah, there was one that just closed last week.
Yeah, on the
Chris was there when it happened.
He's on the news report.
Hey,
I was there sitting down. No, you gotta leave your beer, Gene.
I paid for this beer.
It's BYOB. I brought this shit.
They
Yeah, man.
confiscated
Some of
it
the
for
stories I
everyone.
could tell you when I was younger.
Tell us the story.
I was like, I got my income tax, but
Story time with Mando Medina.
True story.
here we go with Uncle Mando.
With Uncle Mando.
Everyone shut up.
Deal.
When we used to and I talked about this on the radio, so it's not a big deal. There was the club called BJ's. That's what it was called. No, it was called JB's. It was called JB's. That's a perfect name.
That's what happened there.
That's a perfect
That
name.
was across the street.
That was
the
a
one
perfect name.
on.
That's a perfect name.
That was the one
It's
on.
called JB's. You know where it was at? It was like, you know where the charcoal is on Airway?
Yeah, it was on
the Whataburger. It was
Yeah.
literally right next to it,
Edgemere.
bro.
It was on Edgemere.
Chris knows he had the VIP.
Edgemere, man.
You have the gold card.
63 North Edgemere. Taking 15 minutes to get right now.
It was me and a couple of some of the other guys that used to work at the radio station. We'd go after we get off. We'd go there because it was like the thing we would say is like, hey, if there's no cover charge, you can't complain. You know, and if I'm saying you can't complain, I'm saying you can't complain about what you're about to see. You know, but it's funny because you're talking about the beer.
Little weenie.
We would call because they would have senoras. It's like they had nothing but grandmas instead of like hot waitresses. It was like grandmas like working there, you know. and then you'd get a beer, and then you sit it down, and you take maybe one sip, and like, otra mijo, like, hey, señora. like every 5 minutes, otra mijo.
Hey, that's some good service, dude. I went to Applebee's the other day. They didn't fucking come back.
I don't know if you want to be in that place and have somebody calling you mijo all the time. You know, be like,
Mijo, sí, mamá, por favor.
I'm busy.
So yeah, but that was good times.
Wow. BJ's.
Shout out BJ's.
They already threw it down.
They have good pie there. Pizza pie.
Good pie.
The real BJ's has good pizza pie.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the real pie.
Yeah. Shout out.
Let's just say we would have nicknames for some of these girls. There was one we famously called the Beast.
Oh,
Use your imagination.
Roast beef.
Like, where's the beef?
Open a strip club called the Freak Show or something like that. The
Yeah,
Freak
that'd be
Shows.
crazy.
or
huh?
Cooler Joe's.
The one thing,
Cooler Joe.
if I can change the subject, one thing I do want to say is how much the West Side is growing, especially this area, like this Donovan
When's the
area.
last time you came over here?
Honestly,
When it's not,
Since you
when
left the station?
Come on, you can say it.
the only time I come to the West Side is when I have something UTEP related, and that was November, the last game.
Wow.
Because I'll be honest with you, the basketball games I watch on the Plus, because it's
Yeah.
convenient to watch on the Plus.
the plus.
On the Plus.
Hey, we have a cousin that works for Utep, or he's the equipment manager. His name
For
is Marky.
Marcos Carrillo.
I have to see him. You have a picture of him?
He's a good-looking guy.
Skinny.
Is he tall?
Looks like me, skinny.
I have to see for the football team.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like equipment manager.
Is he gonna graduate already? He's still gonna
Nah,
be there?
he's a sophomore this
I
year.
think he has 2 years. He's a cool guy, man.
Show me a picture of him because
Yeah, I'll show
those
you.
guys usually don't talk to me.
He
A lot of
plays
them don't
softball.
because you remember too. Like
Well, don't be a dick.
I'm not being like that. It's
fucking
like
scare him. You fucking
well,
scared
it's because like
Pat.
when they see the announcers they kind of stay away from.
I'm
them.
still
You
kind of
think about
scared,
that?
to be honest.
Hey,
No, but I'm amazed how much stuff like I'm not talking about like the West Side is growing, but like here on Donovan because I actually I went all the way down on Mesa, bro. I didn't get off on Sunland, so it was.
are you afraid of the freeway? Because you like fucking
Well,
take.
no, but I did that because of all the traffic accidents, because there was like a lot of, and let's be honest, in that same area,
There's no loop, wait.
Yeah, the 375.
Nobody
from
ever
my
takes that
office.
shit. Nobody ever takes
that's
that
why
shit.
that's why I go home.
Don't let him yell at you like that. Kick his ass.
It's because he's got liquor courage, bro.
Yeah.
No, but I came all the way down Mesa and I forgot to turn left on Sunland. So I actually went on Donovan, but I was like surprised, like there's
Common
like
mistake.
like right here to the right, there's some like nice looking stuff there.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We got a fucking Top Golf.
Yeah.
We don't have a JB's, but we,
I'm trying to get a BJ's actually. Pretty soon.
They're trying to reopen zebras.
really?
Damn, Chris.
Chris has all the reports on how it's
Wait, hold on.
He doesn't talk the whole time. He start talking about.
We've been
fucking
talking
strip
about the
club.
wrong shit this whole time.
He's like the cabaret. They moved it down Mesa over here.
Nah, they got Tuesday specials,
And then-
$2 domestics and shit.
$2 Tuesdays.
And 50-cent wings.
Yeah,
$2.
You got the specials.
$2 turkey legs.
And Sapphire's only on Tuesdays and Fridays. The
Sapphire.
Colitas de pavo.
Did you ever go to a naked harem?
No.
Dude.
Honest to God, no.
Really?
Oh,
Never.
that was one of my favorites.
That's the one on
That's where-
Montana, right?
No, Alameda.
No, never.
It was on Alameda, yeah.
I never been there.
That was my first one.
And that's that we used to do a thing called Nudie Palooza on the show where we would actually rent a bus.
Well, they got shut down for underage.
Well, I know that, but I'm trying to tell you what Nudie Palooza
You
was.
can't bring that on the show.
Yeah, bro, what's up with that?
Why? It was on the news.
All right.
I'm reporting the news.
Wait, let me tell you quickly what Nudie Palooza was. Nudie Palooza is, and that's to the point that we never went to the harem. Nudie Palooza was a thing we had where we would take women that have never been to a strip club. So we'd rent like an RV. BG Chad would be driving away, and I mean seriously, it was what it was. We would take
smile on his face.
only women that had never been to a strip club, and we would take them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude.
So I got
What?
last week was Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
And you're talking about like Nudie Palooza. You're talking
fattest.
like, and last week we were talking about like a lot of the radio stations at Union Plaza, Cincinnati. They used to have like these big parties for Fat Tuesday. I haven't heard anything this year.
It's because
Has it closed? Like,
yeah.
Is
Oh,
it
let me just
done
tell you
with?
this.
Well,
like,
because it used to be
10
Ronson,
It used to
Mardi
be.
Gras.
It used to be me.
Then, well,
Let me just start straight up. Not to be whatever. It used to be me. I don't want to say that it was back when radio was like fun and stuff like that. I think we live in the era where it's like real PC now. You know, everybody's offended over everything. You know, it's just different times. You know, back then, like, I'll be honest with you, because I actually started with Pat Devlin, and they would do it at Papa's. I don't know if you guys should. Some of you,
Papa's,
because it's up the street. You know, literally up the street, and then he moved it. He started doing it like downtown. You know, he didn't have the convention center yet, but or the civic center, but then he did it like back then there was a lot of land over there. He did it there in a bunch of tents, and then the following year they did it inside the civic center, you know, and then it just so happened that I was up there on stage. You know, I had a microphone, and some girl just came up, and then she was like, "Hey, give me those bees." And I'm like, "Well, you know what you got to do. Like, I'm doing it on the microphone." So then she started doing it, and then next thing you know, like, girls started. It just happened by itself. Girls started lining up, and you know, and in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna keep. No, I wasn't like, because in my mind, I'm gonna get in trouble. Oh. You know, because the boss is here and stuff like that, and I was like, I'm gonna get in trouble. We'll keep it going as long as we can. But then what happened is that I turned around and the boss was already behind me, and he just thumbs up, kept going. So then the next year we did it, and then the third year we did it again, and then after that, that's when Ronson took over, and then that's when Mardi Gras came in, and I gave him his name too, by the way. And then Mardi Gras like did his thing, because with Mardi Gras, true story, rest in peace, Mardi Gras, when he first came in, like you did, like, "Hey, what's your name, bro?" "My name's Peter Cadillo." Like, "Okay, that's cool. Like, I'll think of a nickname for you." With Mardi Gras, "My name is Rick Madrigal." Like, "Nah, bro, I'm gonna call you Mardi Gras, bro, because it's easier for me to pronounce." You know, so that's how he got his name. True story. But when it comes to the Fat Tuesday, that's how it started. But then the last one that I actually tried to do was like maybe 2005. It was actually at the Civic Center, and bro, it was weak. You know, but 5 years ago, like 6 years, 2012 or whatever. What are we? 2020. Yeah, so let's just say like 2014. Maybe 2014, 15, I can't remember. Yeah. You know, and it was weak, and I was done with that. Then the last one that I can truly remember that was good, it wasn't me, it was Ronson. That was at Speaking Rocket. That was it's a core entertainment. So that was a long time ago. But to answer your question, it's the times change. Nobody's gonna do that now. You actually got to go down there and stuff like that, because
you got to go to the bars and stuff.
It's like moon is like the gravitational pull on the moon. It's bringing the tits down. So yeah, it's not cool to look at it.
Yeah, and then plus stand up on its own like the broom.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, times have changed, and they always change. It'll come back sometime. You know, not now, whatever. Like a couple years from now, like everything. Like as the saying goes, the more things change, the more things stay the same.
Damn, that's deep.
Oh shit.
I got that from a fortune cookie.
Shout out Panda Express
that he ate this morning.
But yeah, it's just. Matter of fact, I was even thinking about that last Tuesday. Man, it's Fat Tuesday. I went to a movie. But we're back, we're like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, like
you'd be looking at titties,
partying up.
Yeah, you'd be like in a field just looking at this stuff.
Well, actually, they'd be next to me, you know.
Shout out titties.
Yeah. But then one true story too, like the last one that we really did, that me and Buzz really did. For some reason, there was like a hot tub on stage 2. And then, yeah, it was weird. And then,
was it a time machine as well?
No, but that's a great movie, by the way.
That's a great movie.
I get that reference. But then there were going to be male strippers right after us. They were going to dance on that stuff.
Male strippers?
Yeah. But then because we're like, hey, we got to give something to the girls. But then when the girls did their thing, you know, they're jumping around, and the stage was not put together at all very well, and it wasn't us that put it together. So anyways, the whole pinchy stage was all wet with the water or whatever. So when the guys got up there, they started falling down, bro, you know. So but that was really the end. The last
talk about hot tub. Did you ever go to Nero's?
I did not.
Oh, the shower dances.
Chris, bro. Hey, notice how he ain't shy anymore.
It's taking you like 2 hours.
He ain't shy anymore.
It was that fucking tall boy.
Remember the donkey show?
And next thing you know, he's gonna ask me, "You remember that bar at Alameda?" Like, no.
Chris is like,
here's one thing what people don't realize, like the schedule I used to have, I'm up at 3-4 in the morning. So like, and that's another thing. The misconception is a lot of people think that you're partying all the time. That was my character. Now I ain't gonna lie to you.
I partied.
My name is Mando, and I like to party.
I rent a hotel room across the street. That was the real reason, not the snow. You put yourself. You play a character because because my role on that show was like the macho guy.
Yeah.
You know, so I amped it to like 100, like everything. You know, like con mazgan and stuff like that. Dude, you'd be surprised how many girls would be upset. Like, you know, some of the stuff that I would say. You know, but that's some of the stuff we used to say. You can't. There's no way you can do it.
Yeah,
It's a persona, right?
And yeah, exactly. You know, but you do put some of yourself into the character. But that's what actors do and stuff like that. You know, actor. But no, bro. But I never really went out. But just like I said, bro, I'm drinking water. And I've never been a real big drinker.
Yeah, we brought a lot of beer, and you haven't even touched one.
I think it's gone now.
Fucking Peter.
I think we finished them.
But to answer your question, when it comes to like, we used to go to like the big ones. We never went to those. We go to the Parrot, of course. My man, there.
Pure platinum.
Dude, where are you pulling these names out of your?
Not even, dude.
No, but I remember that.
Out there, dude.
Is that the one that burned down? Is that the one that burned down? Like that's by the jail, right?
No, yeah.
Chris is like the Dusty Clam.
That was by
That's the way.
the Montana
Isn't that
hideaway.
Simpsons? Isn't that Simpsons? It just amazes me. We were talking for like 2.5 hours or whatever. Yesterday, now finally he's like
Dead silence.
He's the most he's talked in like all of our episodes.
Good for you, bro. Good for you. Now we know, like,
breaking out of the shell here.
This is like the presidential debate when they have like the word count, and Chris,
it's a real
he's way up here now. Like,
We're gonna have like a stripper report in Chris.
Yeah.
I think today naked hair. I'm thinking of coming back, and
Your job is to go to different strip clubs and just let us know what's going down.
He's like, I'm already doing that.
But straight up real talk, like, there's a lot of stuff we used to do that there's no way you can do now. No way. It's just that people won't. I mean, think about this. We live in an era where we live in an era where you can have a tweet from 10 years ago cost you your job.
Yeah.
You know. So
do you
hypocrites?
Do you have any tweets?
I don't. I really don't. Like, the one thing that I have always been aware of is that I don't react and just put stuff. The only time I actually just straight up reacted
when the Cowboys lose.
No, but you're close. Like, because every time, whenever I post something on Facebook or Twitter, I know exactly what I'm saying. I'm not like doing impulse or whatever. You know, I did it only one time, and that's when they suspended Zeke the second time for like 6 games or whatever. And I just put 6 games. Are you effing kidding me? But I didn't put F, and I put the real word. And somebody, oh my God, you're cussing. Like,
you can cuss on this podcast if you want
I understand that.
Oh, okay.
He's a professional.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying.
But that, I mean, but so for people like, and then just people out there trying to be funny on Twitter, like, you know, and a prime example is the James Gunn, the guy that directs Guardians of the Galaxy. That's the reference I was making, that he made some tweets like 10 years ago that Disney already knew about, that Marvel already knew about, but because there's people out there that they have nothing better to do, they dig and they find that because they fired Roseanne Barr, and they're, well, you got rid of Roseanne Barr because she said some stupid stuff.
It's like Kevin Hart. Like,
you know, doesn't host the Oscars, so because he had some crazy, I can't remember what the tweet was about, you know, that James Gunn, and they fired him even though he was making all this money, and it took all the actors say, hey, you know whatever, and then what it really was is everybody they're approaching to direct the movie, they're like, nah, bro, we don't want to do it.
But isn't it hard? Like, okay, like you work for Utep and stuff, you know how much they suck. You know.
Damn, Chris. Good question, Chris.
No, but that's a very good question. I'm not gonna say they suck because what people don't realize is how hard these guys actually are.
They don't suck, Chris.
I think you guys actually support, because I see you guys Facebook page. It's you guys there, and obviously
we go to the games.
Actually, when you were at NMSU, like obviously because you went there, you're going there. What people don't realize is how hard these guys are actually trying. And when I can reference this is like when these guys get injured and they break a leg or they tear something and they know they're done, like for the season, they start to cry. And that's what people don't see. And that's the stuff that I see, you know, that on the sidelines. And I'm not going to report that, hey, man, this guy's crying right now. I'm not going to report that.
Yeah.
I keep that to myself. But they're crying because they know it's over. All the hard work that they put in. And yes, UTEP is, I'm just going to tell you the way it is. The past 3 years, they're one of the worst programs in college football. They've won 2 games in the last 3 years.
Yeah, they're 1-11 last year.
Something like that. And the last year they lost, 2 years ago, they lost every single game. You know, so it is what it is. It's one of the worst college programs in all of college football. Like if there's 120 whatever, they're like 120. No, they're like 120. Whatever it is.
Texas for sure.
Whatever it is. But people don't see all the work that these guys are actually putting in. You know, so when they get injured, they're crying. It's because they know that it's done. And like how you guys are hanging out. Imagine them playing football. They get to hang out all that stuff. And then all of a sudden it's done. Because when you're done, yeah, you can go to practice. You don't get to travel. You get to hang out with the guys. You don't go to the games, you know, stuff like that. You're on the road. But it's not fun. To answer your question, it is not fun because you do want these guys to do stuff because you see them. They're trying hard because, like, straight up at the hotel room right before we come to the game, these guys are running in the hotel parking lot. The offense is out there, the defense is on one side, and they're running through their plays in the parking lot of the hotel.
Boys, that's shit.
You know,
that's tight.
That's what they're doing. The coaches are out there, you know, blah blah blah. You know, and this is when we're and that's that we, the broadcast, we leave like 4 hours before, sometimes 5-6 hours before everybody else does, depending on how close we are to the stadium. Along with I guess your cousin. Yeah, would be like he's one of the athletic guys.
To get everything ready and
correct. You know, so but these guys are trying. It's just that they don't have the right pieces right now, and we'll see. Hopefully this year, Dion gets to play more. Dion Hankins, you know, I played for Barkley High School. You know, he's a stud there. You got Gavin Hardiston. I think the biggest question with this team is going to be who's going to be the starting quarterback for this football team. But the sad thing is that El Pasoans, we're so used to UTEP not winning that they're so used to them losing that's why people don't show up to these games.
Do you think it's the mentality that the program has? Just like it's already, they've beat themselves like, oh, we're the lovable losers.
The laughing stock in NASCAR.
No, because they try it. But I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Like if I can if I can demonstrate like these 2 pretzels like. And
Mando's got 1 regular pretzel and 1 chocolate.
Okay, let me do both like this.
Oh shit, never mind.
Okay, now
they're both regular.
They're
pretzels.
equal.
This is Texas. This is when I went to go see you when we played Texas Tech at Lubbock, right? Mm-hmm. This is Texas Tech. Well, you don't get it, bro. Like, okay, let me do it with the beer can.
No. Do the pretzels.
Because he's all like with the pretzels. He's all like the pretzels because, oh, look at it.
I'm committed to the chocolate pit.
Do the pretzels.
I'm committed to the pretzels already. Do the pretzels.
We're committed to the pretzels. Okay. So this height, we're looking at the height, not at the...
Not girth.
The girth. Texas Tech guy, UTEP guy. Bigger, faster, stronger, bro.
But that's also in high school because
Alabama.
Exactly.
That's you too. Hook 'em.
When I went with these guys to go do the Franklin Permian game, I mean, those guys were.
No, who won?
They were chocolate pretzels.
I'm telling you.
Shout out Friday Night Lights.
But at the same time, talent is there. Like Aaron Jones, bro.
Yeah.
Came from UTEP, bro.
Yeah.
Will Hernandez, of course, was blocking for Aaron Jones, but still. You know, I think that's why Dion Hankins chose UTEP because
weren't you blocking?
They probably pitched him, hey, you can be like Aaron Jones because playing time at UTEP, you should be, if you're good enough, you should be getting playing time. But it's tough, man, because, you know, I don't think he has all his players that he wants to have, but it's going to be I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be a long year again because right off the bat, I mean, you start off Texas Tech here at home,
and then you got UT.
Then you go UT.
Yeah. So, do you think El Pasoans are just not realistic with where they think the program should be? Because let's be honest, has UTEP football really been anything over a 600?
Right. So we've had this conversation many times on this show, and like a lot of people, every single year it seems like, well, I think UTEP's gonna go 7-5, 8-4, and then I tell Peter when Mike Price was here, they were going 5-7 or whatever it was. Yeah, 5-7,
And then they made a bowl game.
and that was good.
They have not won bowl games in
But-
66.
No,
Yeah.
not win.
No,
Like
go
they went to a bowl game.
But hold on, so
67. Damn.
so when Mike Price was here, they would have seasons where they were, 5-7, or they were 4-8, or whatever it was, but they were winning a few games in a year. That's UTEP football. Every once in a while, get a crazy season when you win 7 games, 8 games, and then you go to a bowl game. But UTEP football at its best, consistent, is 4-5 wins in a season, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, and that's how it's always going to be. Basketball is going to be the primary sport. Football is always going to fall on the back burner, and I think El Paso fans just need to get used to that.
What I used to tell people when I used to do the sports shows is that as much as, because it's Texas after all, as much as people wanted UTEP to be, El Paso be a football, UTEP be a football school. UTEP is not a football school; it's a basketball school.
Yeah.
And we thought that the basketball team was going to be better this year. It is not
Trash.
So it's not trash.
I mean, I'm sorry, it's because anyways.
No, but still, but you're in MSU, so I expect
Yeah,
that.
I'm
But
sorry.
still, a team that beat Texas Tech to start off the year, even though it was an exhibition, still they had high. There's something going on there. Is all I'm gonna say.
There was some praise.
Is because you start off very high, and this is like when me and Alex do Buddha's Miners, bro. We talk about stuff like this. Is that there's something going on when you have players want to leave and players that are playing. The transfer portal, but that's basketball. Back to football. Mike Price years were the peak of UTEP football.
What I said.
We used to, me and Steve used to tell people this is the peak of UTEP football because for 2 years straight, they finished in the top 25. I actually like video games back when they still made the NCAA. One of the last ones they made.
It's 13.
You start the season, UTEP is ranked 20. You start the season, and UTEP is ranked 24th in the nation. That's when Jordan Palmer was the quarterback.
Palmer. Shout out Jordan Palmer.
Yeah.
So that was the peak
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So when Price had those down years when he was winning, like,
when he had his own recruits.
regardless, when he had his own recruits or whatever, he was still winning 4 or 5 games.
Maybe
6. And there's nothing wrong with that.
But it is what it is.
There's nothing wrong with that because now,
like
even
the 6
before that, Gary Nord, he was winning what, 2 games a season before they
Gary Nord they won the WAC
Yes.
1 year.
Yeah, they had, like I said,
And then if you want to become, because there's going to be people saying that like,
yes,
it was Gary Nord's players that were top 25 2 years in a row. People can say that because those were his players. Because once they lost to Cal Poly, they fired him the next day, and they should have, because you don't lose to a school you pay $100,000 because that's a money game.
yeah, but UTEP does that right now. They're paying.
UT.
That's now.
Yeah. They barely beat who
Houston
Baptist this year.
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't realize those teams are actually better than you think.
No. I'm not saying.
But we still pay them to.
Yeah.
Because the thing with the misconception with the fans that you talk about, that you guys talk about the fan. When they hear Houston Baptist, like, who's Houston Baptist? Or the year before that, who's Northern Arizona? Northern Arizona almost beat regular Arizona like the previous year because of the quarterback and the run and the wide receiver they had that played 4 years together. Or at that time, 3. So coming to UTEP was 4 years. Like, you have to realize these guys are better.
And then that year they won the Big Sky.
Yeah.
Which was the Division 2.
But as common fans, we just hear Northern Arizona. Who's that? Well, I don't see them on TV. UTEP should whip up on them, and when they don't, and I'm not gonna go to the next game. That's all it is. It is what it is. Straight up, it is what it is. The misconception, like, people are gonna go to the Texas Tech game not to see UTEP. They're gonna go to see Texas Tech.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, okay, New Mexico State, they play those games when they play an SEC school, and it's a big payday for them. They'll go play Alabama in Alabama. They'll play Ole Miss in Ole Miss. Like,
we played Tennessee at Tennessee 2 years ago.
Tennessee sucks, man. Tennessee.
It's still Tennessee, man.
SEC school.
That's no Alabama though.
You're the only tent I see.
So you're basically bragging that you're getting your ass kicked by the best.
No.
team in
But
football.
what I'm saying is, like, UTEP is scheduling these division, these 1AA schools, right? These FCS schools, and they're still playing, and they're losing some of these.
Yeah.
They're losing these games.
Yeah.
So why don't you just go and play another school, get a payday rather than lowering yourself to that level?
You're trying to get a home game.
Because you're getting.
Because Alabama ain't gonna come play no UTEP.
No, I know, but you're telling me you can't schedule another maybe
You'd have to
a Sun Belt team to come.
They just announced that who was it? Oklahoma? Who was it?
But like what I'm saying is why.
No,
instead of getting an FCS school, why don't you get an FBS, like a Sun Belt team, to come and play here in the Sun Bowl?
I'm sure they try. Believe it or not, that's one of the hardest things they have to go through is the scheduling. You know, it's actually it's not as easy as you make it seem. You know, they've got like I can't remember who they announced. Is it Oklahoma? Oh, it was Wisconsin, or I can't remember who they announced. They announced like maybe 3 months ago. This is not happening for like another 5 years. You know, but that's how far in advance they have to and it all depends on the coaches too.
All right, so UTEP hasn't done well in football. Why don't they do something like New Mexico State? I think it was last year, New Mexico State scheduled Liberty 2 times in a row.
You do realize New Mexico State doesn't have a conference.
Yeah,
right? You do realize how bad that is for them, right?
No. I know it's bad. But what I'm saying is UTEP's bad, and they're in a conference. So maybe they could schedule like a New Mexico State 2 times in a year. Or
You're not going to play a team twice a year in football. You can't do that.
New Mexico State did it with Liberty. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
They played Liberty twice in 1 year.
Yes, they did.
Last year.
Liberty Mutual.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I love those commercials with the little.
Yeah.
But who are that just means they're gonna lose twice to a crappy team.
You can't do that.
Are you breaking the seal already?
I mean,
Same.
you can't. UTEP can't do that. There's no way, bro. That's like that.
You want me to go?
And to be honest with you, and to be honest with you,
a laughing stock.
New Mexico State does that because they kind of have to. Were they both home games?
No, one was
Well, maybe they did that because that's the only way they can get the home game. Think about that. I mean, New Mexico State was in jeopardy of losing football, dude. And if you lose, people don't realize that football really pays New Mexico State's also basketball.
Yeah, I was going to say New Mexico State's basketball, like they fucking almost sell out every fucking.
Yeah, and that's what's paying a lot of like this is a title. Was it Title IX or whatever? That football pays for everything else. You know, believe it or not, like even though there's still like 17, like 18, maybe 20, 25,000 people at these UTEP games, like at the peak, maybe 30, whatever. Believe it or not, that's more than some of these teams because I've been to these stadiums.
But UTEP wasn't getting 25,000 this year.
But it's paid.
But they were probably getting like 12,000 fans.
But it's true. They got one of the biggest attendance of Conference USA.
Correct. But if they announce it's 25, that's how many tickets were sold. And at the end of the day, they don't care how many people they care people go.
Yeah.
But it's how many tickets were actually sold. You know, and everybody, they do that. But I tell you, like when we went to Southern Miss, you know, even at Texas Tech, I thought it was going to be sold out. It wasn't sold out, Texas Tech. You know, Tennessee wasn't sold out, but it was still like 85,000 people. You know, because I would think like if you're gonna play a school that you know you're gonna like beat and whip up, you want to go see that because you want to tailgate, have a couple of brewskis, and then have some fun and leave happy, right? That's what I would think. But believe it or not, there's a couple of like the school in Florida. Was it
UCF?
No, the other one.
USF? Florida Atlantic?
Florida Atlantic.
FIU?
It was FIU. Thank you. The stadium is small.
Yeah.
I think it only fits like 20,000 people in the stadium. That would be perfect for UTEP. Not perfect for the... No, I didn't say perfect for the Sun Bowl. That'd be perfect for UTEP. But it is what it is. FIU only had like maybe like if they're lucky like 3,000 or 4,000 people at the game, but because the stadium was 20,000, it looked okay.
Yeah.
But think about 4,000 or 5,000 people as compared to UTEP, even when it looks horrible, whatever, because you've been at the games. 15,000 as opposed in a stadium that seats 55, it's gonna look empty. 15,000 in a 20 seat, 2,000 in a 20,000 seater arena. Totally different.
I know this would never happen because like UTEP has its own stadium and stuff, but could they ever possibly do something Because I know this year they were doing a lot of renovations at the stadium, but could they possibly hold a game at Southwest University? And like, how many can you fit in there? Like 8,000. But like this year they were only getting like 8,000 fans to go to the game. You already have those tickets sold. Like you were saying that they have those 25,000, but I think it would look kind of cool to like have like a football game.
Why would you? If you're Utep, why would you do that? Second of all, if you're the Chihuahuas, why would you do that? No. But see, now we're talking because we're talking. Okay, we're talking business and fantasy land.
Yeah. I'm talking fantasy.
I like your fantasy land, but now when you talk about the business, if you're Utep or the Chihuahuas, why would you do that?
Because right now, at least the way I see it, UTEP is not the most popular team in El Paso. It's the El Paso Chihuahuas.
That is incorrect.
In my fantasy,
no. The most popular team right now is the Locomotives.
Okay, so
because they're hot right now.
Yeah. But look, so hold on. So you have the El Paso Chihuahuas that they're champions, man. They've proven themselves. They've yet to have a losing season. Their worst season was a 500 season. That was their first year. After that, they've won division titles every single year except this last one.
But you're
hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
So like right now they have a great brand. They do. El Paso Chihuahuas. I'm walking in with my hat, my little vest, and everything. It's professional, man, and people are proud to wear like El Paso Chihuahuas on their chest. Same thing, you just said it right now, the El Paso Locomotives. It's amazing what they're doing.
Whereas, you're about to say something and you're going to be incorrect as soon as you say it. But go ahead and say it.
Okay, well, hold on.
Go ahead and say it. I know what you're going to say. So you're going to say people don't wear UTEP gear.
So, no, they do. I see them all the time. But right now, the way I see it is those are two brands that you're proud to wear. An El Paso Locomotives shirt, jersey, whatever, and a El Paso Chihuahuas. Whereas UTEP, like, I may be wrong.
But this is also coming from an NMSU guy.
No.
Let's talk about it. This is also coming from an NMSU guy.
This is also coming from an El Pasoan.
Correct.
Like, I grew up here, and I chose to go to New Mexico State.
Correct. You went to NMSU.
Because
I see a lot of people wearing UTEP stuff. You got to remember too. It's not just the football team.
But it would, like, in my fantasy land, it would be like a way for UTEP to say like, hey, we're still El Paso's team, you know, like, and it would be like they're gonna play in this stadium, be like a part of El Paso again, because right now, at least the way I see it is.
I think the best thing you said is this fantasy land, you know, and I'm not being mean, but
no.
Realistically, there's people still UTEP, you know, because not only football, you remember basketball too. Like, let's just say that UTEP wins tomorrow during the tournament. I've been saying this all season long. All that matters is that this team plays good in the Conference USA tournament. I don't care how bad they played all year, if they win that tournament, they're automatically in the NCAA tournament, because whoever wins that tournament is going to get in, because it's only a one-bid team. This team gets into the NCAA tournament, all of a sudden everybody's going to be all little minor, all minor, stuff like that.
But that's fantasy land too.
Because El Paso's a fair weather city. You know why people like going to Chihuahua's game? Because there's a big difference. Because
Andy.
Because
of Andy.
He does a great job.
Andy's the best in the business.
But see, you're coming from it as a baseball fan.
Yeah,
no, you're coming at it
as an El Pasoan.
No, and a true because you guys are baseball guys.
We are.
I am not a baseball guy, you know.
But I'm also a basketball guy.
I understand
I'm also a football guy.
I understand that.
I go to the games.
But see, that's
the product that they have, like.
But you're not letting me make my point. Yeah. The point I'm trying to make is that UTEP is no longer getting the common sports fan. You're still getting your hardcore football fans, like you're a hardcore sports fan, you're a hardcore like baseball guy, hardcore soccer, whatever, hockey, whatever, with the Rhinos. The common sports fan, how many people do you think actually go to the Chihuahuas actually care whether they win or lose? Let me be honest, how many do you think actually like remember if they won or lost?
Because it's a great brand. Like,
because they want you, don't get me wrong, they want to win. but it is the PR's people's job to make sure you had a good time and you don't remember who won or not. That's real talk, dog.
Yeah.
That is real talk.
No, I know, and that's
because
what I'm
you're
saying.
having a good time. This is one thing I will say. This is one thing. Wait, hold up,
but
dog. Let me say.
Hold on, but that's what I'm saying.
What
like,
I'm trying to tell you, like, the reason why you don't like going to Utep games because they're boring.
yeah,
Exactly. This is the way it is. Look, Chihuahuas. How many games do they play at home?
The Chihuahuas 70, right?
Okay, that's
70 games at home.
That's 70 parties they're throwing. 70 parties.
60 something.
70 parties, right? At speaking of when we do the Cowboys, we throw 15 parties.
Yeah.
Right? How many home games Utah has? 6. They have opportunity to throw 6 parties. And it wasn't until this year that they're actually trying to make an effort.
And none of them are entertaining. And none of the parties are entertaining.
That's what I'm saying. They're finally trying to make an effort with having a live DJ and stuff like that. They're at least this new administration is trying, bro. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not defending UTEP. I'm just telling you like it is because I'm telling you straight up like how everything works. But there's in your fantasy land, there's no way UTEP's gonna go play at Southwest University Park unless it's some type of agreement, like whatever.
Like,
you better be the first one to go, bro.
Like, I'm just saying that would be so. I'm just saying that would be so cool to have like a UTEP football game there at Southwest University.
Realistically, what you'd have would be an exhibition game or a practice, like a spring practice or something.
I would do
like
that, man. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
If they would do like a scrimmage.
Here's to
okay.
UTEP
You know how they do the spring football game?
Yeah. It's not even a game no more.
So the spring scrimmage. Yeah, the spring scrimmage. Rather than having it at the Sun Bowl where like 10 fans go and it's like, yeah, we're in this huge ass stadium that holds 50,000+ fans.
Let's hold in the Don Haskins.
That no one. Let's do it at Southwest University.
Make it arena football.
Southwest University. That sounds cool. And like bring people.
How much would you pay for that?
$5.
It's an investment.
You didn't. No. You did not. Okay, it's an investment. How much you willing to pay?
Free.
I would go to that spring game.
I did not ask you if you'd go or not. I'm asking you how much you willing to pay.
I'd pay like $20 for a ticket.
I wouldn't.
How much?
That's unrealistic. I'll say more like I think 5 or like more realistic. You know,
I would pay $20 for a ticket.
No, you wouldn't.
To go see it, like a football game in Southwest University.
I wouldn't pay $20.
No,
I would.
I'd pay.
It's fine.
a lot of people.
But I like how you think though. But I think that at the end of the day, all 4 teams represent all of El Paso because everybody has their hardcore fans. UTEP has their hardcore fans, football and basketball.
And if not, I'll fucking represent El Paso. All right.
When's the last time you went to a UTEP football game?
Fuck.
When's the last time you went to a Chihuahuas game?
The last
When's the last time you went to a
but at the same time, hold up, dog. At the same time, 70 games compared to 6.
Yeah.
There's
exactly.
There's way more opportunities.
It's more in demand then. It's more in demand. You have 6 games You have 6 games.
Does your head hurt?
No. You have 6 games. So you would think you would plan around that. Like the Sun Bowl, for example. It's 1 game a year. Shit, but they get every El Pasoan to go to the game.
I didn't go.
No, but I'm saying they get more fans to go to that one Sun Bowl game.
Why do you think they go to the game?
Because
it's an event.
Because it's not UTEP playing.
It's an event.
No. Why do you think?
It's an event.
Let me ask you, why it's not? It's an event too, but why do you think people went to the Sun Bowl game this year?
Because it's a tradition. It's an event. It's something. Why do people go to the fucking parade?
Yeah. They went for the uniforms, bro.
Because it's Thanksgiving.
They went to see. Oh, really?
That's not true.
Really. Florida State, the powerhouse of the '90s. You went to see the uniform. When it was Miami and Notre Dame. Notre Dame sucked, bro. Notre Dame sucked. Miami sucked. It was sold out. Why?
Because
but every year they get more than 45,000 fans every single year.
And part of it is correct.
One year they had fucking Duke. Oh yeah, Duke is so great at football.
But Duke was actually pretty good that year.
No, nobody even knew who the fuck.
You're just angry, bro.
No, dude, because it's something that.
So in your fantasy land, you want UTEP to play at the Chihuahuas Stadium.
Okay, look,
you are on crack. It's never gonna happen.
It's a spectacle.
Look,
it's never gonna happen.
I'll tell you this. I'm a general fan. Don't care about UTEP. Don't care about the Chihuahuas.
Thanks, Anthony.
Don't care about either. I've been to 2 Chihuahua games, never been to UTEP, and the 2 Chihuahua games I went to, I didn't pay for the ticket.
But there's people like that too, bro.
I could care. I could tell you who won or who didn't win.
The biggest challenge UTEP has got, and this is a challenge, and it's going to take them a long time to get over the hump, is convincing people to go, bro. Because they're so used to them losing.
No
I'm just telling you. Exactly, I'm telling you. Like,
there's nothing entertaining about it.
well, that is, I mean, they're trying, bro. Like, it's what you call the in-game experience.
But do you blame it some part of the marketing department?
Yes, on the previous, 100% on the previous marketing department.
This is
not the people.
this
Hold
is
up,
how-
dog. Like
Yeah.
not the people, because we're on the same page
Yeah.
here. Not the people, not the current administration, not the current marketing people. This is like the marketing people from like 5-10 years ago. Because like, I mean, you didn't even know when UTEP football was coming, bro. Like it was like the week of, like, oh, their season's already started. You know.
This is UTEP's great ideas. Oh, let's have a field party with fucking umbrellas up and shit, where the fucking first 25 rows can't even see the game because they have these fucking umbrellas covering up the whole field.
You know what?
It's called
though?
VIP.
If
Yeah.
you're on the VIP,
So-
though,
Yeah,
it was cool.
But
I was there.
who are the most passionate fans? The end zone fans, and you're blocking their
No,
fucking
that
sight,
is
dude.
incorrect. Those are the cheapest seats.
Yeah, those are the best fucking seats
No, they're
because you
not.
get the field goal,
Actually, that
you
is
throw the
not.
ball up in the air, you throw it around the
now you're talking
stadium.
about your own experience. That realistically, those are
man.
not the best seats. The best seats are like on the side, like on the 50-yard line. Let's be honest, bro.
The most passionate fans are the 80-year-old fans that think they're at a basketball game, and they're there. They bought the tickets.
talking about 1966.
But I'm serious, right? They're there,
but-
50-yard line
but
tickets.
here, the problem is that the previous administration was still catering to those people, not only at the football game, but at the basketball
Oh, the
games too.
80-year-old
Because
fans? Yeah.
look at the basketball games now, man. Like I don't know if you watched on the Plus, the stadiums, like, and I think honestly, I think the Plus has hurt UTEP attendance a lot.
Yeah, because a lot of people rather watch
Yeah.
it in TV than
Correct.
spend $20 a ticket.
But I
to go
like
see
your
'em get
passion.
their
I mean,
asses
but I mean,
Yeah,
I like what you're saying. But I think all 4 of them are equally important. If I'm forgetting one of them, like UTEP, Locomotives, Chihuahuas, the Rhinos, all of them are like, they all have their fans, dude. You know, and they're gonna be passionate, like, because there'll be people that don't like. I'm not a baseball guy, but I love the Chihuahuas, bro.
Look,
They've always been good to me. I love the Chihuahuas.
This is my thing. UTEP needs another Andy. Maybe you can be that.
No.
You wouldn't do the in-game
No.
like
The MC.
like
The MC.
the guy entertaining.
It's not the same. You really can't, because you have to, like, it's
You have
not
to
like
smile.
it's like in baseball. It's, you know exactly how
The
it's gonna
breaks.
go. Like after baseball, like programming wise,
Yeah.
baseball is the easiest, bro, because you know exactly what's gonna happen after everything that stops, and you
That
have
sounds
time to do
fun.
it.
Basketball has it too,
No.
and they don't do it for basketball.
Well,
I went
said,
to
they're
a,
trying. Like I said,
I went to a Phoenix Suns game. Dude, Phoenix Suns worst fucking team ever.
you're talking about the NBA,
No,
bro.
hold
where
on.
they have money.
No. They're
You
the-
got a gorilla there, the Duncan gorilla, bro.
Hey, no, hold on.
I remember the gorilla came to
dude,
UTEP
they
one
had an
time.
MC,
Badass.
and like, dude, it is the most entertaining thing in the world. And they're the worst team in the NBA.
'Cause
And it
it's
was
the
so
NBA.
It was so fucking
Because
entertaining.
it's NBA, they're spending money. You
Even
know,
my
like-
girlfriend that knows nothing about sports, she was like, "This is awesome."
and that's the common sports.
Humble
But
brag.
that's the person you're trying to get. But like
Exactly.
I said,
They
this-
need
this-
a they
well,
need
I
a
just-
Mando, the Monster Medina as the MC.
they just first of all, they'd have to pay for that, and I don't know if they're willing to pay for that. The previous administration would not pay. Like the previous administration, that's the one thing. Like, and people might be upset. This, and once again, this is the previous administration, not the current administration.
You two are the only two in the
announcer?
world arguing about UTEP. By the way.
The announcers wouldn't get paid, dog. I'm talking about the PA guy. Ask Duke how much money he made doing UTEP games.
$7, he told me.
They get
And
the
they still
free
charge
food.
him
They
for
get
beer.
the free food, bro.
Minimum wage.
You know?
I think he
but
gets-
then again, some people don't do it for money. You know.
So going back to this alien talk, like,
But I like your passion. And
I got
You know?
midterms tomorrow. I'm just kidding.
You're an angry out.
shut up. Go take
How
a
much
nap.
time do we have, bro? How much have we gone? Like 2 hours and 40 minutes?
Yeah.
God damn.
That's longest ever, bro. You're welcome.
No.
Oh no,
Ours is long.
Does it feel?
we had a 4-hour podcast.
And also,
What was
you
it
gotta
about?
gather 3 friends and do the Twisted Tea challenge.
yeah.
What is Twisted Tea?
Well, go listen to our fucking episode. You'll know.
Okay, because I'm thinking of a different
Say
thing.
please. Don't just fucking time to do shit.
Peter's so demanding after 9 beers.
Yeah, 17 beers later. Who are you, Pete Rose?
Why did you go 4 hours?
Because we were pretty drunk.
No, but what? Okay.
Yeah.
That was my dad.
Rambling.
Yeah.
My dad likes to drink and
Talking about the hood.
he likes to talk.
Stories.
Talking about
Dude,
the
bring
hood.
up a strip club so you can start talking again, bro.
Oh, strip
club.
That's what Utep needs to do. No, I'm just playing.
There you go.
Fuck that party thing that they're making. Make it a strip club and shit. Get that stripper that fell down 15 feet from the stripper pole and shit.
Oh, put her on the goalpost?
Yeah, there
Where
you
was
go.
that? Was that in Arizona?
In Dallas.
Wow.
Yeah.
She works for the Cowboys.
They got real winners.
She's a cheerleader.
So who won this thing, bro? It should be over. Did Biden win or what?
Biden. Uncle.
Looks like
Uncle
the
Joe.
tornado one.
That's not funny, dog.
He laughed.
I thought it was funny. I'm sorry.
Get him, Mando. Get him.
Yeah.
No, please don't.
The
Hey,
timing of everything, that's not funny, dog.
By the way, the Lakers are kicking Philly's ass.
Oh, yeah, good.
Oh,
What's the
shit.
score, bro?
Dude, it's the fucking
5,000 to 700.
6 or 7.
How sad were you with Kobe?
It was devastating, bro. But not. I mean, it's just for somebody that
Who influenced the game, right?
it was devastating for everybody involved, dude. You know, because you never think somebody like that is gonna go out like that, and the fact that not only him but the whole family, like, and everybody involved is just sad, bro. Just a sad situation because of pilot error. That's what's coming out. Like, you know, it sucks, bro. Straight up. I mean, there's no way you can. There's a sad situation, bro.
It's like when
Horrible.
Arnold Palmer died.
Yeah.
That shit hurt my
Arnold
face.
Palmer.
Yeah, and he was my favorite player, and you know, but just horrible.
Arnold
you know?
Palmer?
Yeah.
Yes, he was, and he makes a damn fine drink too.
Yeah, there you go.
Shout
That's
out
kind of
Arnold
like
Palmer.
Twisted Tea.
Yeah, I do remember when he passed away.
Yeah, dude. This
Dude,
fucking
he
guy
cried.
broke it to me. I legit.
I-
you know,
I
you know
broke-
one of
I broke
one
the
of the
news.
things that
It was during a Cowboys game.
Yeah, it was fucking versus the Steelers.
and I remember one of the things that
I'm the Adam
I will
Schefter of death.
always remember when Don Haskins died, not because it was Don Haskins, but because when he died, I was expecting everybody to be making a big deal about it, like ES Sports Center and stuff like that. You know,
they fucking didn't though.
they didn't. Do you want to know why?
Because he was black. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm trying to break the tension here. I'm sorry.
Well, there's no more tension, dog.
I'm sorry.
You know, your joke. See, now you gotta like your comedic joke sucked about Tennessee. Your comedic joke sucked, bro. Anyways, the reason why
Tired. That's why.
the reason why
I get tired.
the reason why nobody like was really talking about it was because that's the day Tom Brady broke his knee or something like
Oh,
that.
that was the big sports.
Yeah. So it
Tom Brady.
yeah.
He's a good golfer though, Tom Brady. He's like a 3 handicap.
Hey, how good is Romo actually?
Dude,
like,
he's fucking
straight up?
good, man.
Really?
He's really
Is he
good.
straight up?
Yeah, he's like on the. Well, they used to call it the web.com tour. Now it's like a fucking Perry something. It's just stupid.
Because we're saying that he might have like a small chance of
No,
going
he
pro.
almost qualified for the PGA Championship. Actually, he missed it by like 2 strokes.
Could you beat him?
Tony Romo?
Yeah.
It'd be fun. I think I probably could. I think I could.
Like, you guys go.
Could Romo be a golf pro? Like, you know, like these clubs have pros
It's
and
crazy.
stuff?
Like he's like one of those people that like Aaron Rodgers. He's like a natural like good athlete. Like I think he just started playing golf maybe like 5 years ago, and he's still pretty good. Like he's probably like a
Okay, let me ask you another question. Like, these guys that are golf pros at these clubs, were they actually pros? Were they
Yeah.
actually pros? Yeah.
yeah.
Straight up?
So to be a golf pro, you have to go through the PGA and you have to get certified and qualified. So
Do you have to actually play in a tournament?
okay, so it's called the PAT test. It's a playing aptitude test. You have to shoot a certain score. And
How do you qualify to get into one of these tournaments?
Okay, so for me, I'm going through a program through MSU, but sometimes you have to go through either a Q school or you have to you're like really good amateur status to where you have like a set handicap and you just fall into a bracket to where you find a tournament and you play in that tournament, and then from there they'll put you into Q school, and then Q school is basically qualifying school, right? So you're qualifying either for that web.com tour or you're qualifying for the PGA tour. You go into the web.com, and then from the web.com you either rack up points and you just fucking get really good, and then that's
And if you get into the PGA Tour, you can actually be in all these tournaments, or
Okay, so the way the PGA works is it's an invitation but base only, pretty much. So it's like it's an elite club to be in the PGA. It's not, you can't just walk in. It's gonna be, you either,
Basically, anybody could play in the PGA, just like a podcast.
no,
Yeah.
not really.
Happy Gilmore.
Well, he was just
All right.
Yeah, he won a club championship. So if you win a club championship, you have that what's the word?
Invitation,
Not invitation, but you have that like
status.
Who'd
that
you say?
status.
What'd you say? Would you?
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
Oh, Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
All right.
I've actually seen one of the
Jones
cups,
Peters.
one of the trophies that Rich Beam won.
I met Rich
When-
Beam.
when
I
he-
was 12 years old.
Rich Beam used to come in the morning show whenever he felt like it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he won which is the one that he won? He won the PGA Championship.
Yeah, the PGA Championship. It's
He actually
in
brought in the
Las Cruces.
trophy. It was pretty badass, dude. Straight
The
up.
Wanamaker trophy.
Yeah.
All right. So
I do want to make her.
we're gonna leave you with this, Mando, because I know you're a busy man and
It's
the
late,
op-
dog.
It is late, and you have your bedtime.
Thank you for doing this, because I was gonna be the one to be like, "Yo, I gotta go," and they'll just
Yeah.
yell at me.
All right. So Peter wants to know who's the better broadcast person here,
In what sense?
play-by-play for high school football.
That's not what I wanted to know.
What? Oh, you were gonna say it earlier. Okay,
you
what
asked
were you
your
gonna
question.
say? Ask
You
your
asked your question, then and I'll answer it honestly.
Can we all have a
I just
question
ate a pretzel, you dick.
Yes,
No, no.
everybody has one final question. We'll start with
Yeah,
you, bro.
to Mando? Oh,
All
okay.
right.
Stay away.
Ask him what his favorite strip club.
Hey, you gotta ask
it's
in-
not
in
strip club
strip club.
related.
Yeah, strip
It's not
club.
strip club
All right,
related.
here's my question. Out of all your broadcasters for football, where did we rank?
Ooh,
That's a tough question.
good question. That's a good question. Tell the truth.
You're not number one, straight up. You know that, but you know that. You know that.
No,
I mean, I
didn't know that.
wouldn't
I
expect him
didn't
to
know
be number one.
that.
I didn't know
I mean,
that.
not to that. There's no debate there. I mean, not to be because we know.
that
You
we're-
guys were. I like the. You're not helping your case right there, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's twice you've done that shit.
You guys are probably 2 or 3, but more likely.
Dude, you're on podium. You're
Because
good.
but boss, you got to bring up too, like the stuff that you started doing, like the interviews and stuff like that.
Oh.
That
Oh,
bring-
we
that
did
brings
good
you-
interviews.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
think
That's what I'm
we
saying.
were-
You're the 2.
I thought we were number one.
I believe I
You're-
was the number one stat boy.
There you go. I mean, I love you, bro, but you're not. You're not.
I thought we were number one for real.
Damn.
We used to go down there though and fight off the herds of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
All the coaches liked us, dude.
Nah, it was cool. It was cool
yeah.
shit. Cool
Yeah.
shit.
Right.
You asked, wait, like I mean, like, did you get? Wait, did you get to pick your game every week?
Sometimes
Exactly.
You're welcome.
Who got to pick the game every single week?
you did.
Actually, I did not. Actually,
You did.
Actually, the hardest thing about that is trying to make everybody happy because I want everybody to do games that they want to do, like the high schools that they go to. Like with you guys, and sometimes like the stuff that I consider is like, you guys live around here, so like I'll try to keep you guys on the west side, and because some of you have the connection to Cano Theo, you know, I would like to keep it there in the connection to Franklin. That's what like I would keep you guys on the west
But
side.
we're pretty diverse. I like
yeah.
calling other schools.
I'd rather like everybody do different schools.
because you get to know what's
Yeah,
going on in the
exactly.
city.
You know.
Yeah, I think we're the best.
Shout out to the city. Dude, you're so angry now, bro.
No,
You're
I'm not
sad,
angry.
bro.
No, he does this every time.
No, I'm not angry.
No.
Not at all.
You should hear the last one.
All right, Pat, what's your question for Mando?
Okay, Mando, besides my first impression, how would you rate our friendship at the end of this podcast?
I think we're good, bro. I think it's a growing relationship, bro. It's gonna be badass, bro.
All right, I respect
yeah.
it.
You have much to learn, my young Padawan.
Thank you.
All right.
That's a Star Wars reference, by
Yeah,
the
if
way.
you don't fucking know,
No,
since you hate everything.
No, I
I
got
bet
it.
you hate puppies too, huh?
I have allergies, so yeah.
God damn it.
You're allergic to dogs,
He's
dog?
allergic to puppies.
Yeah.
You're allergic to
Not
dogs,
all
really?
puppies.
Yes.
Yeah, some dogs are hypoallergenic. You should get like a corgi or something.
Well,
Those are good
Your
dogs.
question?
sounds expensive.
What was your favorite part about working at the studio?
Meeting people,
Meeting like just new people, you guess?
right? Like people, because like when you go out there, and he knows this, when you go on,
Promos and stuff.
those become tiresome because especially when you go to different places, but it's people that some people that you make relationships with people that show up like every like you're like, hey man, don't you got a job, dog? But they show up because you're there. You know, I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Like people like you could be a car dealership or anywhere like, and they'll go because you're there. They just want to hang out.
I thought you were gonna say your favorite part was meeting me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Second.
Second. You know, but if you're asking, that was okay. Like meeting the people, like and hanging out with them, stuff like that. Now, you're all angry now. You know.
No, I'm not angry.
That's part of the most enjoyable, like the people you get to meet.
Cool.
You know.
All right.
Wait, hold on.
What was your question? Did you answer your question?
Yeah.
What was your question? No, that was his question.
I have another question though.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're taking his question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go for it, Pat.
All right. Did we answer your taco question? Like, what his favorite taco was?
Oh yeah.
What is your favorite taco?
Jack in the Box.
That's what it is.
Really?
Bro,
fast food.
That's the first,
taco.
right?
Oh,
That's the first time we got
That's
Jack.
a great one,
bro. If you get rice and beans, bro, and the Jack in the Box tacos without the cheese, bro, legit. I'm being legit. Oh, we're talking about fast food tacos, right?
We're talking about
we're
tacos.
talking about
any
any
taco.
Ah, but it's pink tacos, dog.
Damn.
That's the first time someone
That's how you end the podcast.
Yeah, I think we close on that, man.
All right.
That's how you end it.
Shout out Pink Tacos.
And with that, guys, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, every Instagram post that Pat puts up. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check us
You're
out
number
on
one. You're number one, bro.
Hell yeah.
Do you have any handles you want to
I was going to say if you want to let him plug in his stuff.
Plug your things.
Or you're in retirement?
No. Like, I mean...
Can I follow you on Instagram? Do you have an Instagram?
I do. It's at Monster Medina 1. And the reason why it's the number 1 is because somebody already
Somebody had two.
somebody had Monster Medina straight up. Somebody already on Twitter. Somebody already had Monster Medina.
Fuck that guy.
So I just put because they forced us to get it at the station. So I just say add a 1 to it because it's just like people like add numbers.
Like
I didn't even
like
think
a
of
1-2 to it. Is that what it is?
So it's just it's at Monster Medina 1. Twitter's the same thing at Monster Medina 1. Instagram's at Monster Medina 1 as well. Not because, and I didn't even think about that. Like, hey, you think you're number 1? No, bro. Just like people start bringing it up. But yeah.
But follow Monster.
Follow Monster
On the Twitter.
He's the best.
On the Twitter. On the Instagram. Yeah, Facebook?
Yeah, just Mando Medina.
There you go.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Damn it. We were closing. We're about to close.
Is Abel a dick?
No, I love Abel because he's passionate, bro, and that's the stuff that you need, bro.
Yeah,
that's what makes a podcast
even when
succeed.
you're wrong.
Even when he hates
I still
everything.
think Abel's a dick.
Well, you're brothers. You expect that. If he's not, that's brotherly love, bro.
Thank you.
Both of these guys are dicks.
No. You know what? You know what's kind of
Chris,
cool?
I did nothing to you, Chris.
I never worked with Mando
He did
before.
Not. He did not.
Yeah. I don't even know how I got the job to work with him doing high school football and stuff.
Well, because the guy that just called you a dick.
You're welcome.
Dick.
Hey, dick, you want to work?
You fucking dick.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Plus,
why.
you already had experience, so I really. The whole thing with that is like, the one thing that's cool. I remember straight up, real talk before we ended. Like, when I first started, man, there was none of this, man. None of this stuff. You literally had to work at a radio station to do it. You literally had to get the job there, intern, then get paid. None of this stuff for like, the one thing about the sports stuff, the high school sports stuff that we do is that I get the opportunity to show people that want to do it. And if you notice, everybody that worked for us was somebody that wanted to do it, because we all know we ain't doing it for the money, because it's not like you guys made real money off that. I stole you $50, by the way. But I don't have it, bro. Hey, I'll get you next time, dog.
Buy a t-shirt.
He's gonna write it.
And then for me, like, I went from doing like what Anthony's doing, like just
winging it.
Not winging it, but like running the controls.
You're winging it, bitch.
I didn't say that.
I said I will. I am winging it.
Running the controls to being on air, and nobody taught me how to do that. Nobody
taught Anthony.
Nobody taught me either when I fucked up.
So anyways, like it's for me the opportunity to show people that really want to do it how to do stuff. You know. So
all right,
that was it.
Do you have
Pink
anything
tacos.
for us to like improve on?
Oh yeah.
Yes, you do. You need to have like a plan of what you really want to talk about. Like what you got. I love the fact that you guys like want to be like just off the cuff, but at the same time, did you hear those like like that. You do. Well, sometimes you ask a question, then it would stop, and then it would be like dead. Because I was letting you do. I mean, if you notice, I was letting you because you're the host.
No, I was doing a long pause to build up that suspense.
Yeah, exactly. You guys need a plan, like of what you're gonna talk about, like the talking points. Even if you have a list, dude,
Mondo, I tell
it makes
them
a
these
big
things
difference.
and they still don't listen to me, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. And
the pretzels are badass though.
the chocolate ones are the best.
All right.
That's what she said.
All right,
You watch
guys.
The Office?
Yeah.
The Office is the best.
Yeah.
It is. All right, guys.
I ain't going to that show though, because the one they bring out, because it's not the same people, bro.
Well, of course not. Too expensive.
Yeah.
They should have it at Southwest University.
There you
Park.
go. Now we're talking.
See, now you're
You know.
thinking.
Should do it during the Utep game.
Yeah. Wow. All right, guys.
Hey, bro, did you drink?
No, I didn't.
Man.
Should I?
Maybe
I'm
next
saying.
time you should.
Maybe. Okay.
Alcohólicos ustedes, cabrones?
No, they are.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's because we're best friends.
This podcast is our idea, by the way.
Good job, guys.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was. It was my idea, but they take credit for it.
All right, we're gonna end the
Okay,
show.
like I said, I'm just messing with you, bro. Just finding different ways to
Jerks, man. All right, this was The Middle's Open.
Trying to do a motherfucking podcast in here, shit.